can't take my soul, you know. Yeah. So you beat them, so you mistreat them, so you lock them down, and you think that you've won, but them a whole a meditation, out in a iration. Them a follow Rastafari, and I live upright. So tell me where you are gonna do now. Tell me what you gonna do now. Tell me what you gonna do now that the youth are holding see with their eyes. It's a little thing called faith that makes broken wings fly. I rise, though I'm hurting but not broken, down but I won't die. I rise, and I will reach the sky and still I rise. Who can understand when just an ordinary man defies the odds and still fights on to win? I can take it, I can make it. I rise. See, I'm hurting but not broken, down but I won't die. I rise, soon I will reach the sky and still I rise, See, I'm hurting but not broken, down but I won't die. I rise, soon I will reach the sky and still I rise.
A difference you can hear, a difference you can feel.
Bess FM. Keep listening.
I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind. This morning I woke up and I looked in the mirror and every part of my body was in place. Many people died and never saw this day. So another day I live, I appreciate. Don't ever wanna act too high and mighty, cause tomorrow I can fall down on my face. So in everything, Lord, I give you praise, and that puts a smile on my face. Lord, I thank you for sunshine, thank you for rain, thank you for joy, thank you for pain. It's a beautiful day, beautiful day, beautiful day, yeah. Don't fuss and fight, let us unite. We got one life and let's go. It's a beautiful day, yeah. It's a beautiful day. So yeah, though I walk through the valleys of the shadows of death, I will fear no evil, won't be dismayed when I see the clock ticking away and things are not in place. Everything in life happens for a reason. Disappointment.
Good morning and welcome to the Morning Connection, coming to you live from our Bess100 FM station in Kingston, Jamaica. Good morning and welcome to those who are online and on air, and to those in the studio, engineer, producer. Good morning to all of you and welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Minett Lawrence. I am your host for the morning, and with me, as always, Pastor Percival. Both of us taking you through the early hours of the day, just seeking to give you that firm foundation. Talked about foundations yesterday, and we're going to talk about it some more this morning. I feel it. Morning, Percy.
Good morning. How are you today? Good morning, Jamaica. How are you doing today? It should see.
I think
It
you
was
need
a good day, isn't it?
I think you need a new greeting for
Good
2023.
morning. No, good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Jamaica. I love that song. I'm saying our studio engineer is tops in terms of his song
Choosing
selection.
the songs that you love.
Yes. Don't make it sound so. Don't you love the little song them too? Because some of the time you want to see her up in the place like she get ready to go to Rebel Salute.
Why Rebel Salute? What's happening in your spirit there now?
Rebel Salute. No.
Herb Curb? You going to the Herb Curb?
No. As a Rebel Salute, I give God thanks for another day in which my dream, my hope, my desire every day is that wherever I am, that the presence of the Lord is so strong. I don't want to be in a place and say, say God was here and I never did know. I don't want that to happen to me. And it is, we are up on our 6:30 break. Good morning to you all.
You were welcoming in the presence?
Yes.
All right,
yes,
we
yes,
welcome
yes,
the presence.
yes.
All right, please stay with us. This is the first break of the morning. We'll be right back.
Praise the Lord, praise the Lord. God is good. This is already pastor and friend, Reverend Simon Peter Jones, inviting you, my friends, to listen every Tuesday evening on Bess100 FM at 7:30 p.m. for the program The Voice of Hope, as we extend hope to the hopeless in this dying world. God is good. Be encouraged. Hope is in
For a
the
better
Lord.
choice in all your electrical supplies, A, authorized 3M dealer and better brand names. B, better service including free island-wide delivery. C, all major credit and debit cards accepted. It's ABC Electrical Sales. Shop number 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10. Open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. We make your electrical jobs as easy as ABC. Call 754-382-528 or fax 754-3659. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice.
Veteran Printers for all your printing needs. We specialize in calendars, flyers, brochures, and more. Call us today at 968-7506. That's 968-7506. Or visit us at 4 East Bloomsbury Road, off Hagley Park Road. Vijam Printers, your best choice in printing.
Half a tree, one and drive, half a tree. Bossy, how you do I take taxi star?
Jano, I want to tell you, say, 2 months now, my transmission mash up, and I check everybody and can't hear nothing positive.
Yeah, hear me? You waste all that time I shop around and never call the experts. Winters Auto have them. Them have over 35 years of experience and them diagnose the problem and get back your transmission brand new. For them service excellent and efficient. Trust me, man. Yeah, hear me? Call them at 929-7040 or go to them at 106 Maxfield Avenue, Kingston 13 and talk directly to the boss. Just tell them I'm me, send you.
You big star. Yeah, man, respect my boss.
I try and call cause trust me.
Waiters Auto Spares and Repairs, good afternoon.
What a relief.
What should a taxi service do for you? On-time taxi service is more than just a ride to the other side of town. They offer clean and spacious vehicles, reliable service, and promise to always look out for their customers. They'll come when you call and take you where you want to go on time.
From anywhere at all. You can call us at 926-3866.
We are something special on the road.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minett and Percy, on The Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Bess100 FM.
It's good, it's better, but nothing beats.
Welcome back. I see you have your device up in hand. You go first.
Yesterday we spoke about Abraham. And Abraham
and Abimelech and the half-truth as you perceive it.
We never go down the road.
That's what we spoke about.
I know, but you say half-truth, me call it something else. But anyway, the same situation happened to his son, Isaac. Isaac was in a place and there was famine and he was about to leave, and God said to him, I don't want you to leave. I'm going to bless you in this place, right where you are. And it is so interesting that even though God spoke the word to him and says, all right, stay, I'm going to bless you, that he had to overcome obstacles. That he started to be blessed and the people around him start to quarrel about him blessing that he's getting. So he said, all right, I'm not going to stay in a war. I'm going to not be in a quarrel with you. So he moved again. So he had to do it 1, 2, 3 times. And then he came to a place and he called it Rehoboth, which means open spaces where God causes you to flourish and to bless you. But what was significant about that, he was simply walking in what his God had promised his dad to do for him. And I'm just saying over a lot of persons, God has clearly said something to you and you have received the word, and then you question the word and say, but God say I'm going to do that, and me getting, I will say, pair crosses. Stay focused. Stay focused. The process you're going through is in preparation for what is going to be ultimately the place that you will really prosper and flourish. And the other thing too was after Jacob had deceived
so we're now into the next generation.
The next generation.
Right, so there's Abraham, then Isaac. Now you're looking at Jacob.
Yes.
You're gonna get down to us eventually.
If I'm gonna get to you,
to this generation.
It been time, probably the next 400 years. but the thing is to stay focused
No, you were saying Jacob. What is Jacob's story?
Well, but
that
Jacob,
you're referencing?
well, Jacob was after he had in Jamaica. That's saying lamps. Him brother and lamps. His father, and he had to run for his life. And he was at a place and he went to sleep. And he had a dream and he saw a staircase going up and down. We'd call it a portal was open. And then he woke up and says, wow, God was in this place. And I never knew that God was in this place, which is where it ended. As it, God is in the place, but you have to be so aware that you do not miss your moment that God is seeking to intervene into your life and situation. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm looking at some of the issues that are already making themselves heard
this morning
in this early stage of the year, and the idea that God is in this place has not departed, notwithstanding the presence of all kinds of things which you would say are against God.
Crosses.
You would typically look at Jamaica right now invites a statement of condemnation. Anywhere that you see the poor getting poorer, where you see a certain level of insensitivity in the halls of authority to the plight and condition of the vulnerable. Mm-hmm. And the vulnerable, you can never speak about the vulnerable without including prisoners, mm-hmm. those in prison, those who are poor, mm-hmm. widows, mm-hmm. orphans, persons with disability. Mm-hmm. You walk the streets of Jamaica any given day, and what you see tells you a different story from what is written in the papers and what's reported abroad. Whether it is the kind of discrimination and poverty and hopelessness that is stalking people of marked African descent. So the majority of the black people who look like me and you are more like me. I'm kidding, I include you. Mm-hmm. Although with all the hair on your face this morning, mm-hmm. hard to tell. But people who look like us are getting the rougher end of the deal, always. And that has been so for just such a long time. You might look at it and say, where is God? And yes, there is the psalm. Why do the nations say, where is their God? Mm-hmm. Because in those places of Jamaica, you get the most churches and the most praying and the most Pentecostal fire. And it doesn't seem
where
amongst the poor people.
Mm-hmm.
Don't agree? Or
you get the whole, I'd say all over Jamaica.
yeah, but we are all over Jamaica.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. So
yeah,
I don't
we are
think
all over Jamaica. I'm not talking about geographic. I'm not talking about inner city communities, if that's what you think of when you think of poor people. What do you think of a particular geographic location? When we say the poor people of Jamaica, or the people who have little in Jamaica, where do you see them living? You don't see them all over Jamaica?
Them all over Jamaica, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, no, because you seem to think that when I was speaking, mm-hmm. You thought I was referring to a particular area?
Oh yeah, that's what I thought. So what I'm saying is all over.
So what area would that be?
No area at all. I see the
no, when you thought I was limiting the location of people who don't have enough.
No, because
what area were you thinking of?
I was thinking all over Jamaica because they said the Pentecostals and they say
no. When you listen to me and you thought I didn't mean all over Jamaica, what place did you think I had in mind? Because you corrected me, so I'm just trying to get an understanding of where you think people mistakenly believe poor people live. Because poor people live in Stony Hill.
Yeah.
They live on Long Lane where me live.
Yeah. So
they live in the inner city. Mm. They live in the rural communities.
Most times when people think about it.
Yes, tell me.
They think of poor people living in inner city, you know. But
I no said that's what you were thinking. I think that's you, though.
No.
Well, but I didn't mean it, and you thought that's what I meant. And there's nothing in any conversation we've ever had that would cause you to believe that I think poor people are only in the inner city. Some of the inner city people have more money than me and you.
That's true.
Because, and it is, poverty is very much a state of mind in one manifestation and has nothing to do with cash.
That's another thing too.
Mm.
So you were making a point. Yes. You were making a point before you.
I'm making the point that all these places that we look at and believe that they've been abandoned by God, He is very much, in fact, He's there in the manifestation of His existence is even greater in those places than in the other quarters where, the sanctified, those who think they're sanctified. I've said those who think they're sanctified. Because many of us mistake material wealth and progress for the blessings of God. And it's not to say that those are not blessings. It's a form of blessing. But you can advance materially and progress in this world without being blessed by God. You can be enjoying it from other sources. And if you consider the fullness of what Christ said when He spoke in His Sermon on the Mount, and He spoke about those who pray in public places, those who give with such fanfare, He says that is their reward. Their reward is the puffed up chests and conceited spirit that invade them because they feel like I am good and everybody can see that I am good. And their reward is the material gains that the world will lay at their feet because the world perceives them to be good.
Mm-hmm.
So you can be well-resourced in the pocket, have high status, and it's nothing to do with the blessings of God. It is only the temporary reward of the world that you get because you are satisfying the expectations of the world. You're moving in accordance with the norms and values and culture of the world. I feel like that's an important point to make because sometimes when we are down, looking at others doing so much better and wondering how it is that this one has so much more when they are the wicked. You know, the wicked that spread like a green bay tree. That one who looked like he's always flourishing, but of whom it is said that you search for him and he will be no more.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it is necessary for us to, as we look at others marching along and look at our own progress and where we are and so on, not to mistake the glitter of someone else's lifestyle to be the real gold, to borrow from the headline and
gold.
say fool's gold. You have to know how to recognize the things that are truly temporary will
and
only
important
and
for
what's important. So you said God is in this place. I know, I look around, I am very, very conscious of the presence and the existence of God. But what we are charged to do in this season is to teach others and demonstrate to others how you can draw closer to the true value that lies in a relationship with God. You started to say something this morning about Isaac being told that he would be blessed right here where he was in a place that he was surrounded by jealousy, by famine, by all the appearances of then godlessness, wouldn't you say?
Mm-hmm. So that and even as you say it, because we believe, and it is a misconception that people have that you have to go to certain places in order to be blessed by God. But
Yes.
but God is not bound by that.
Like you have to go to America,
God,
even if you have to cross the
the
border
border
at
and
Mexico and be beaten up.
And all of those things.
Because
it could be mistake because I'm of the firm conviction and belief that if you walk according to the principles and the commands that God has given, he says he will bless you. And we think not of blessing only in terms of material things, but the full plate of what needs to happen, you know? So that's where it's at. And I'm in agreement with you, know. That's why we God is there with us, but our eyes are not open to see what God is doing. And I think that is what happened to Jacob. He was in the place, God was there speaking to him, and he was not aware. And he thought, oh my Lord, God was in this place, and I never ever recognized what was happening. And that for me is a very important lesson for all of us, even as persons of faith. We must recognize that God is always with us. We have to become even more aware of his doings and of his workings in our lives. Because we put God in a box most of the time. I say God need to work that way. When God is doing other things, because we have yielded our lives to him and says, I trust you, which is what our faith is about. You are trusting God to do good according to you. Yeah.
So now to relate it to current happenings. I'm going to start with...
Fool's Gold?
Well, we started with that already. The DPP, the Director of Public Prosecution, has come out speaking on the issue of, well, she says there's a crisis with jurors. Now, we spoke about covenant yesterday, and the covenant between Jamaicans is founded on the Constitution. That Constitution entitles persons who come into the court system to what is generally called due process. What it means that the principles and the systems that work together to give you a fair trial and a just result must be engaged promptly, efficiently, and in a fairly transparent manner, so that persons could have certainty to their expectations. Law and the observance of law is meaningless if each man who comes to engage with the process cannot have a conviction, a confidence that he or she is going to come out of it with some value, something of value. Whether you win or lose, you must come out of it feeling like, I got my day in court, I saw a system that worked, I had no fear that it was corrupted by any underhand behavior or process. One of the very important parts of an efficient justice system in modern societies, but it has its origin in some very ancient places, is the use of jurors. Not all systems of law use jurors, but in a modern society in a modern democratic society, let me include that word, where you want to have the confidence of your citizens and the support of your citizens in whatever system you have, then bringing the ordinary man into the process to play a role is an important institution. So the jury system is one of the institutions that hold a democratic society together. I'd said to you some long time ago that the laws that rise to the top come out of the consensus of the society as to what it is they feel is right and just, and what they're prepared to support and reinforce and defend. And one of those things is the jury system, because what is true, what is credible, what passes for just judgment must resonate with the heart and the morals of the ordinary man. It can't be something that he don't understand. And say, well, when we go court, then do a thing, but I mean, know where to. it must resonate. In your belly, you must feel that this is a right principle to follow. And so the jury is the ordinary man that comes in. In the arena of the courtroom, you have the judge who deals with the law and the procedures. You have the prosecutor who marshals the evidence and presents it. You have the juror who is the judge of the facts. And through all of that, you end up with a trial coming to a credible result that people can say, even if it's not perfect, it was the best we could do. Of course, you have the witnesses who must
and the prosecution and the
who
defense.
go, yeah. The prosecutor marshals the evidence through the witnesses, and then defense counsel and the accused person or the defendants, the parties are, the rest of the tableau. There has been much talk about what's happening with the jury system. Last year, we had our very own Chief Justice
saying that,
coming out public to say, do away with the jury system. It is inconvenient. We don't have enough of them. Some jurors, society has withdrawn its support because witnesses not coming forth, jurors not coming forth, and it's holding up things. The administration of justice is being held up because we're not having jurors. Last night, now, the DPP was reported in the news as saying the system needs to be rejigged. Now, what's interesting is that she didn't join with the Chief Justice to say do away with them. She makes an interesting statement that I kind of like, because she says no judge alone can give justice, no prosecutor or DPP alone can give justice, no police officer alone can give justice, or even defense counsel. They need witnesses and they need members of the public to engage with the system, not only to give service as juror, but very importantly, to tell what they know, because without credible, cogent, reliable, and admissible evidence, the prosecution will not be able to prove a case or persuade counsel for the defense and his client to consider pleading guilty. Now, clearly, she's answering many questions when she makes that statement.
There's a whole heap of questions
She's answering the one that has been posed about the grant of bail and judges seeming to be indiscriminate in allowing persons to be on bail, and when they come out, they reoffend. She's saying here that a prosecutor cannot advance the cause of justice unless the public engages with the system to be witnesses and to be jurors. Where do you think the jurors are, Percy? In Hanover, I give you an example. They said in Hanover, the Westmoreland Circuit Court did not have more than 14 jurors in the last Easter term. 14. You're supposed to have, where they have 14, they should have like 200 people from which they select a raft of, what was it, Lowell, in your case? 25?
25 jurors.
Yeah, but you have to have a number so that so persons can object. You can have a process of selection, because jury selection is a big deal in and of itself, to get the right profile individual who is suited to hear a case and to make the determination on a case. Do you know, in the Vibes Cartel trial, on good authority, one of the jurors was like an ex-military man.
So he was thrown out?
No.
Okay.
No. It is a sad situation that you're not able to do your best with the jury system because either the monitoring of the system, the quality of the individuals who come, whatever the situation might be, sometimes it seems like they just need to have a body in the chair that's a juror.
Okay.
But when the numbers dwindle and dwindle and dwindle, and you're just left with a small group, that in itself is an opportunity for justice to be perverted.
So your solution?
I have no solution. We're talking it through. I haven't proposed a solution. My question is, where have all the jurors gone?
It sounds like a song that you sing. Where have all the young men gone?
It's the same question. You know, that time it was a war song. They were yes. Where the jurors? Them in prison because the police picked them up in SOE and no. Well, start with the number of reasons because we act as if there is Jamaica running properly on some system that nobody knows about. And then there is a wayward Jamaica that you can continue to put under state of emergency and persecute and punish. Is one Jamaica, is one body of people. And if you traumatize them, you will have no jurors, no witnesses, no investors, no workers. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's the same tribe of people. So Hanover, look at the pressure that Hanover been under. Has Hanover been out of Zozo or state of emergency for the last 5 years?
Yeah, because they've never.
So who going to be the jurors?
People them.
Yeah, either you kill off your people because rampant violence.
Yeah.
Who not victim is
related to victim.
Is related to victim. And when you're doing jury selection, let's say you're selecting jurors for a rape case.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want anybody on it who was the victim of rape or who is connected to someone who was raped or charged with rape or serving time for rape or so on. So
your pool
has to be large enough for you to weed out the persons whose biases could compromise their decision making, their judgment in the case. So in the selection of jurors, the prosecution have a certain number of objections they can make, and so does the defense. So you can get rid of those who you think, based on their profile, wouldn't be suitable for a particular case. When you have 14 people, oh God, what objection? Did the prosecutor have 7 objections and the other man have 7?
So you have nobody.
You get down to 0. Do you see what I'm saying?
No, but it's
so in a nation that is so traumatized with everybody either being a victim or a perpetrator or a relative of one of either, and sometimes both, or you're in law enforcement because you can't be a juror if you're in law enforcement.
Oh, I didn't know that. Or
lawyers can't be jurors.
Nor policemen nor soldiers.
Because of you're not an ordinary person.
Okay.
You have specialized knowledge.
So this is so the clarion. So if you're ex, you can't be either like the ex law or the, you know.
Well, I think the standards must be falling to allow you to have bodies.
Okay.
I shouldn't say falling. Changing. Well, here she is saying rejig. Then you come to the economics of it. If you have a small business in Hanover and 2 of your staff get pulled for jury duty,
who going to run it?
You have to pay them, because you can't not pay an employee because they've been called up for jury duty. And the stipend that the individual gets cannot even cover bus fare and lunch.
Yeah, that
and they don't provide lunch.
Yeah, because I saw that in the feedback on the news last night. Yeah. People were saying...
So the DPP has raised that as well. If you were to take jurors from out of town now, let's say Hanover is such that it's best that you take jurors from Kingston. Now you have to put up hotel. And, you watch TV and you see jurors being sequestered and in a hotel or a motel and government is paying the bill. How?
So if we want justice, we have to be willing to make the sacrifice to have justice.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
That is so. But you cannot have high expectations in a system that is traumatized by so many other things. So when you're addressing the jury system, you cannot be unmindful of the general conditions.
The bigger conditions. The bigger set that you put in the people.
It's 7 a.m.
You're simply the best.
Bess FM 100.5 on your dial. Keep listening.
Reignited for the future. Year in Review 2022.
Agencies receive international accreditation, several successful trade missions executed, and new centers established to improve opportunities for small business. Join us as we recap the year that was for the Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce. 2022 was the year of standards, as the ministry and several of its agencies were accredited to major global service delivery standards. The Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce and the Jamaica Productivity Center both obtained ISO 9001-2015 certification, the ministry being the first to achieve this kind of certification in the country. The Jamaica National Agency for Accreditation, JANAC, received authorization from the United States Food and Drug Administration, FDA, as an accreditation body under its accredited third-party certification program. The agency is one of 4 FDA-approved accreditation bodies globally and the sole entity in the English-speaking Caribbean.
If our vision is for Jamaica to have a sustainable economy buttressed by products and services, there has to be coordinated effort of all agents to operate at the highest possible level of standard, and therefore certification is your proof.
State Minister Dr. Norman Dunn. Micro, small and medium-sized enterprises (MSMEs) benefited from several business support initiatives from the Jamaica Business Development Corporation (JBDC), the Company's Office of Jamaica (COJ), and the Exim Bank. 100 MSME operators in the agriculture and fisheries sector received business training from the JBDC. The agency also worked to ensure the operators formalized their operations. $60 million was also spent to train 60 MSME operators in areas such as strategy development, financial management, marketing and sales, and business valuation. Minister of Industry, Investment and Commerce Senator Orvin Hill encouraged the participants to expand their products and services beyond the borders of Jamaica, adding that it will help them elevate their quality standards.
You can't export riffraff to Atlanta and Miami and New York. You have to raise the standard because they won't test it.
Meanwhile, the National Export-Import Exim Bank launched a new $100 million loan facility to assist business owners in digitizing their operations. Also in November, a delegation comprising reps from 17 companies from Trinidad and Tobago visited Jamaica on a 4-day trade mission as part of efforts to expand bilateral trade.
We must stop doing business outside of the region. Not stop. If we have to go there, we must. But what we have to seek to do is to deepen the relationship between the Caribbean countries.
The COJ extended support under its COVID-19 compliance relief initiative for businesses wishing to close their operations. The office also launched its anti-money laundering unit, bringing Jamaica in line with international standards set by the Financial Action Task Force. Major projects launched by the ministry in 2022 included the JBDC's 2,400 square foot essential oil incubator facility on Marcus Garvey Drive in Kingston. Minister Dunn says the facility is a firm indication of the government's thrust to develop the value chain in agriculture while strengthening non-traditional industries.
We have been tapping into the natural resource in this country as well as the ingrained creativity and entrepreneurial spirit to develop high-quality, uniquely Jamaican products and services to meet the global demand.
Finally, the Consumer Affairs Commission, CAC, secured $31 million in compensation on behalf of aggrieved consumers for the period April to November 2022. Chief Executive Officer CAC Dulcie Allen says the agency handled 1,029 complaints, of which 701 were resolved, giving the agency a 68.2 resolution rate.
The category of electrical equipment and appliances is always in the top 3. This year we had other services which include things like medical, computers, the automotive category.
The agency also drafted a code of conduct to govern the operations of microcredit institutions. The work continues in 2023 as the Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce plays its part in helping Jamaican businesses tap into opportunities locally and internationally.
A production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.
Praise the Lord, praise the Lord. God is good. This is a radio pastor and friend, Reverend Simon Peter Jones, inviting you, my friends, to listen every Tuesday evening on Bess100 FM at 7:30 p.m. for the program The Voice of Hope, as we extend hope to the hopeless in this dying world. God is good. Be encouraged. Hope is in the Lord.
Veteran Printers for all your printing needs. We specialize in calendars, flyers, brochures, and more. Call us today at 968-7506. That's 968-7506. Or visit us at 4 East Bloomsbury Road, off Hagley Park Road. Veteran Printers, your best choice in printing.
Hey, what's up? It's your girl, Lady Lee, the Queen of the South, and I'm inviting you all to trailblaze with me on the best of the best radio station, the Bess100 FM, Mondays through Thursdays, 2 to 5 p.m. You can't afford to miss it on your airwaves. Yes, trailblaze with Lady Lee right here, Mondays to Thursdays, 2 to 5 p.m. on the best of the best, Bess100 FM. Mwah.
Half a tree, one and drive, half a tree. Bossy, how we do I take taxi star?
Jano, I want to tell you, say, 2 months now, my transmission mash up, and I check everybody and can't hear nothing positive.
Yeah, hear me? Yeah, waste all that time I shop around and never call the experts. Winters Auto have them. Them have over 35 years of experience and them diagnose the problem and get back your transmission brand new. For them service excellent and efficient. Trust me, man. Yeah, hear me? Call them at 929-7040 or go to them at 106 Maxfield Avenue, Kingston 13 and talk directly to the boss. Just tell them I'm me, send you.
You big star. Yeah, man, respect my boss.
Yeah, try and call it, cause trust me.
Waiters, auto spares and repairs. Good afternoon.
What a relief.
For a better choice in all your electrical supplies, A, authorized 3M dealer and better brand names. B, better service including free island-wide delivery. C, all major credit and debit cards accepted. It's ABC Electrical Sales, shop number 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10. Open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. We make your electrical jobs as easy as ABC. Call 754-382-528 or fax 754-3659. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice.
What should a taxi service do for you? On-time taxi service is more than just a ride to the other side of town. They offer clean and spacious vehicles, reliable service, and promise to always look out for their customers. They'll come when you call and take you where you want to go on time.
From anywhere at all. You can call us on 926-3866.
We are something special on the road.
Bess100 FM is the authentic voice of Jamaica, promoting your prosperity with better vibes and better music. Let us promote your goods and services for you. Advertise with us. For more information, call our office at 876-276-8935. That's 276-8935.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minett and Percy, on The Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Bess100 FM.
It's good, it's better, but nothing beats.
Welcome back. Yes. What sound like Sister Minett?
No, this guy was reading and he was talking about what is happening present in the world and how we deal with it. And he says the first principle is integrity. Then he speaks about community. I'm trying to remember what the third one in terms of personal responsibility. So it says if you use those three basic principles, whatever is happening,
yes,
you will overcome. And he speaks about what we've been talking about, the
Third one.
battlefield of the mind.
Of the mind.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just that level of engagement in not holding yourself separate and thinking that it's someone else's job to do it. No, someone asked on the chat yesterday what is the meaning of civic?
Civics or civic pride?
Well, no, I think he said what's it? Well, civics pluralized is well, just pluralized. But the word civic that brings to mind the norms and systems that represent civilization or coexistence in a common space under principles of sharing and
caring
and sharing and caring. Yeah, you're looking for something. Anyway, when you find it, just looking at the issue with the jurors and relating it to other things that are happening in the society and seeing it as a symptom or being symptomatic of a root cause, the same root cause that gives you the scourge of crime and violence, gives you the lack or shortage of jurors, and gives you the loss of civic pride.
That's what
What's to be proud of? The DPP says one of the factors compounding the problem is that a number of persons have lost their civic pride. Inviting the question, what is civic pride? Civic pride is love of your community, your country, wherever it is that you live. It means that you are proud, you are happy, pleased, and satisfied to be associated with that place, and that sense of pride motivates you to be protective of it, to care for it, to take steps to ensure that others observe the standards and so on. If we were to discuss civic pride.
Yeah, but I guess in Jamaica we only take sides of it. When we winning, we are proud to be Jamaican. But when it comes to real participating and bring about real change, we say no. It's like me having a discussion is me the problem. It's not Percy. So which is how a lot of people respond to the whole issue of civic or civics. And no man is. When we are with, I'm Jamaican, but otherwise it's...
But I wanted to go, even a glance that you've brought up, civics as a scholastic endeavor or study, the study of rights and obligations of citizens in society. You
want to go deeper?
Yes, because studying it the way you study economics or math or English is just acquiring the knowledge about it. Why there's even a need to study it begs the question of what is this thing that you're studying? Because we've brought back civics in school, and that's good, because citizens must know what operates under the covenant that binds them. So knowing the rights and obligations is a good thing. It's a good thing. But understanding the steps that you take to give effect to these rights, to honor these obligations, that's a whole different thing that really cannot be taught. It has to be lived. And the living of it is those who lead and have knowledge and have authority must, by example, demonstrate
that this is what
it means. Some places, and everybody can play a part in protecting the environment and the society in which they live. You make sure it's clean. You make sure the rules that are set are observed. Everybody feel like they're a stakeholder in maintaining law and order. It's not just a matter for the police.
No, that's a very important point. Everybody believes and feels that they are
a stakeholder.
Yeah. And most people in this country, based on what they see happening, don't engage the process because they don't believe that they're a stakeholder. And that is what it comes down to,
the common thing among stakeholders is that one recognizes the other.
True.
I know you're a stakeholder, so there is respect for.
Come on, respect.
Absolutely.
So,
we don't respect. We don't. As a citizen, I do not feel respected in my country. I don't.
And that is I think,
don't.
And you have to look at what our root cause is, and instead of looking at symptoms, because what is happening in terms of
a symptom, man.
Yes.
That is a scab.
Yeah, it's a symptom of what is it? So if we believe fundamentally as Jamaicans in terms of the covenant, the law, that there are two laws in Jamaica and that there are two Jamaicans, then why would I want to be engaged in that process when I'm not respected?
Precisely.
Yeah. So
in fact, I'm abused. I'm a victim. I'm traumatized.
But
here says the DPP, who she has been named. People have been shameless in calling her out on the role she plays in the administration of justice. And very few persons have good things to say. She says, it is part and parcel of the deterioration of people's awareness of what it means to be a citizen in this country. This era of self-gratification and me, myself, and I perhaps is part of the casualty of what is happening. So civic pride needs to be enhanced, perhaps by public education programs run by the Jamaica Information Service, she suggested, adding that she was encouraged by reports that the Education Ministry will be rolling out civics in schools. In the meantime, Llewellyn said that while the public clamors for accountability and transparency is how justice is dispensed, citizens need to understand that they have a significant role to play.
Again, us versus them. But
yeah, and chicken and egg too.
But stop, look at this.
Because what comes first?
Let's tie this to the code of conduct.
Yes.
Remember the code of conduct?
Yes.
The first one, there were 7 principles.
Yes.
The first one was what? Selflessness. Then it spoke about transparency,
honesty,
accountability, and so on.
Yeah.
So all of these things, it's tying together. We seem to disaggregate the issues and say that over there, but everything is bound up and related together. Justice. That's why he said Psalms 89:14, righteousness and justice.
Foundation of the throne.
Yeah.
And that's why every Wednesday when we do our declarations, we focus on the administration of justice as one of the areas of inequity that needs attention. And I'm glad to see these issues coming out and conversation being encouraged on it, because if something is serving me well, I will love it and treasure it and look after it. Civic pride can't be taught. First thing is, pride is an emotion.
Has to be caught.
So you can't teach me an emotion. I have to feel it. And I'm only going to feel it if the external stimulus does its job. What am I seeing? Dirty city, people who need care not being cared for. When I walk on the street and I see that same lady who, the apparently homeless, half-naked lady, who caused the man to point the gun. I say cause, but you know what I mean. I saw her back on the street.
She has on clothes?
No. She had a rag tied around her waist that dipped over her hip bone. And she does not go topless.
Amazing.
I saw her back on the street a few days ago, and we're driving through New Kingston, and I said, but Lord, isn't that the same lady? She was back in the same neighborhood on the other side of the road from where she and the man had their altercation. Now, when you see that, I don't know who to call. Because you call the police says public health. I mean, I tried to get the Sly Pen Road clinic. I was trying to do some research, and I wanted no phone number that works. So now, what's to be proud of? It begs the question, what is there to stimulate that emotion welling up in citizens that they said, no man, I gotta protect this. You talked about Jamaicans being like wagonists then, when the sports thing is going well, we are moved to feel pride in the performance of our athletes.
Mm-hmm.
The stimulus is there.
Mm-hmm.
You apply pressure, something happens.
Yeah.
What is there to stimulate pride? You don't even have to ask what is there. What you notice, if you say there's a loss of civic pride, then it means that external to the individual, there's nothing out there that is stimulating pride.
That challenges you.
That is a question that answers itself. Once you say, why aren't people participating as jurors or as witnesses? It means they have nothing in the system to get of which they can be proud.
Yeah,
wouldn't you say? That is not, that don't require no great research. You right away, if persons are not motivated to surround something, but then you ask, why are persons failing to give up the gangsters and the don men and the violence producers or any other name or the intelligence packages? You would say then, why aren't citizens coming forward spilling the beans? Because there's something they are getting out of that which satisfies an important need
for them. Yeah, which points to the breakdown of justice and law and order and things. And, and the breakdown of those didn't just start now, you know.
No. It built up from generation to generation, and it's not generation to generation of poor people, you know.
No, either.
Because poverty is neither contagious nor transferable. Each man come into poverty on his own, and each man can escape poverty on his own. And you don't have to look hard to find examples of rags to riches story. You do not have to look hard, even in Jamaica.
But
there are people who start what we would say start from nothing. So every generation can have a start from nothing. We spoke about foundations yesterday. Every day you can make a choice to build a new foundation for something good, an enduring foundation.
But I think what has led to where we are now is just a poverty of
heart
spirit
and mind.
Yes, that's what it is.
Well, if we say spirit, then you're getting into Bess100, the poor in spirit, and
but that
not that kind of spirit.
But you know, but it is a lack of doing the right thing at the right time and not doing things that are expedient and good for now, but long term you miss. And what we are reaping now is seeds that we have sown over the years when we have taken out a lot of stuff that were important to cause us as a people to be proud in terms of being Jamaican. So we're reaping. So here it is. We're here now, and everybody's wringing their hands and saying, what are we going to do? Let us repent. Let us change our mindset. Let us begin to wheel, turn.
Say wheel and come again.
Not even wheel and come on. Wheel, turn, go in the opposite direction in terms of what we do as individuals, as leaders.
Isn't it passing strange to have the DPP talking about loss of civic pride when she herself, her office, has come under so much scrutiny and condemnation?
It's a situation of moat and log.
Oh, the plank out of your eye. I think it's just a lack of understanding of what makes people tick. So she would say there's a loss of civic pride. You can't lose something you never had.
True.
And if you are to take pride in something, it must have some qualities to it that are appealing to you in your circumstances.
Yeah.
You have persons having to choose, okay, I expose myself by sitting on a bench for days in a trial. Everybody know who I am, and jurors are sometimes threatened.
Yeah.
Jurors are as exposed as the witnesses. So you sit in a fairly public setting and you are visible to all of the friends and cumbulos of the accused person, and man stay behind bars and organize all kind of stuff. When I say bar, I mean prison bars.
Yeah, in prison bars.
Yeah, but them have people out on the street who will still do things. You have stories coming out in the media of persons who were promised witness protection and they don't get the protection that they desire, or things reach them same way. You have all kinds of things coming out that show that there isn't anything in the system of which you can be proud or which will protect you. So who's going to go forward in certain cases? And apparently most of the cases are murder cases.
Yeah.
They have 686 cases on the list for this term. 358 of those cases are murder cases. Those are the numbers. 358 cases.
That's 491.
What's 491?
Between murder and rape.
And then, you can see what's going on. So murder is the highest number, followed by 133 sexual offense matters. Lust of the eye, and this is definitely pride of life, and people not guarding the gates. So couple that now with a very nonsensical point made by our Minister of Justice. Justice Minister Delroy Chuck does not believe the issue. He does not believe the issue. Oh, dear Lord. Justice Minister Delroy Chuck, however, does not believe the issue is not about a shortage of jurors. What does that mean? Two negatives. Does not believe.
He believes it. He says they're using the wrong list. Wrong listing?
Yeah, but it is the grammar, Percy. That grammar is an offense.
Oh, well.
Does not believe it is not about. According to him, the authorities are still using the voters list to find jurors instead of using a list of registered taxpayers. Now, who control that? Why should the Justice Minister even be saying a thing like that? Shouldn't that be like the easiest thing to fix?
Yeah. So it's just in the instruction. All right. Yes.
And then he says it like it's a brilliant point. When you see the electoral list, when you use the electoral list to find jurors, the likelihood is that in 75% of the cases, you won't find them because most of the electors have changed their addresses. So it is a real challenge if you are using the electoral list. The moment that crossed your mind, you should have fixed it. You should be saying, we used to use the electoral list. Let's see the changes that come about when we use the taxpayer list.
And then you can compare and see if it really working. But don't talk
about I'm not proud of that. That statement alone aroused no civic pride in me. And then they talk about the stipend being low, and then he blames the court administration. However, he said that it is the responsibility of the court administration division to make a proposal to adjust the fees. The court administration division is in his ministry now.
Yeah, but hear this now.
Yes.
The fact that he makes that point indicates that he's trying to shift the blame from the policymaker, the person who's elected to deal with it, to say is the civil servant.
Yep.
When they need to do anything that they need to do, they push it.
Yeah.
So
we've seen his ministry get the traffic amendment law in place in like 2 days.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So
what in that can you be proud of?
No, nothing at all.
Nothing. There's no cause for civic pride. You know what? Teaching civics in this country, giving people the knowledge that this is how things should be. It's why I advance it, It's why I say man must know. Because as you started out by saying, You must have the knowledge and the information so you can make informed decisions. Because when you know that this is how it should be, and you see what is passing
you're going to make demands.
You're going to make demands.
You're going to put
Do you know
pressure
we
on the system.
it's 7:31?
Yes, I know. And we never got the
Station break? Yes.
Praise the Lord, praise the Lord. God is good. This is a radio pastor and friend, Reverend Simon Peter Jones, inviting you, my friends, to listen every Tuesday evening on Bess100 FM at 7:30 p.m. for the program The Voice of Hope, as we extend hope to the hopeless in this dying world. God is good. Be encouraged. Hope is in the Lord.
Veg Printers for all your printing needs. We specialize in calendars, flyers, brochures, and more. Call us today at 968-7506. That's 968-7506. Or visit us at 4 East Bloomsbury Road, off Haggard Park Road. Veg Printers, your best choice in printing.
What should a taxi service do for you? On-time taxi service is more than just a ride to the other side of town. They offer clean and spacious vehicles, reliable service, and promise to always look out for their customers. They'll come when you call and take you where you want to go on time.
From anywhere at all. You can call us on 926-3866.
We are something special on the road.
Half a tree, one and drive, half a tree. Bossy, how we do I take taxi start?
Jano, I want to tell you, say, 2 months now, my transmission mash up, and me check everybody and can't hear nothing positive.
Yeah, hear me? Yeah, waste all that time I shop around and never call the experts. Winters Auto have them. Them have over 35 years of experience and them diagnose the problem and get back your transmission brand new. For them service excellent and efficient. Trust me, man. Yeah, hear me? Call them at 929-7040 or go to them at 106 Maxfield Avenue, Kingston 13 and talk directly to the boss. Just tell them I'm me, send you.
You big star. Yeah, man, respect my boss.
I try and call you, cause trust me.
Waiters Auto Spares and Repairs, good afternoon.
What a relief.
Looking to clean your vehicle super clean? 123 Clean Car Wash, located at 2 1/4 Osborne Road, Kingston 10. Entrance on Grove Road, below Tropical Battery. They wash and vacuum, undercarriage wash, engine wash, polish and compound, shampoo and detailing. Call them at 876-631-3400. 123 Clean Car Wash, the best in the business for a cleaner wash.
Believe me, it's so easy. I want to
Live, camera, volume. Live it up Fridays on Bess100 FM. 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. with I, Ibi Lion, each and every Friday. Giving you the better vibes, heard everywhere.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minett and Percy, on The Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Bess100 FM.
It's good, it's better, but nothing beats.
Fool's Gold.
Yes, Percy, I know you want to talk about it.
No, man, you talk about Fool's Gold. Because when I heard it, I said, that's Fool's Gold. My daughter said, Daddy, you don't see it. I said, no, Fool's Gold. It's Fool's Gold. And it's pyrite. That's what it's called.
Yeah, but isn't it true that when you see it, dig deeper?
Yeah, yeah, that's right there.
Yeah. So there's it's been when did it start? It was covered in yesterday's paper and it's been on the news.
Yeah.
The family in Chester Castle. Oh, the lady was saying, no, this has got to stop.
She's been building her house for more than 15 years. That's how long it takes Jamaicans. They're
doing it on your own.
Yes, but eventually it's your house. And when you see the house, you say, wow, what a mansion. But then you don't know how long it took them to build it, how many partner draws they had to do, and so on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, Yannick told the Gleaner that she hired a backhoe to dig the soakaway pit. And notice, she said, as they could not find anyone willing to do the task manually, the owners of a property in the Chester Castle, Hanover area. Now, I have to note here that you see the issue with Hanover too. Here's a lady putting in her soakaway pit who says she had to hire equipment because she couldn't find able-bodied, I was going to say young men, but able-bodied men or women who would dig this pit for her manually. Although that's pretty hard. And that's all, well, I guess that's hard work when you have equipment. But still, Hanover again, no jurors and no pit diggers or laborers. And we also see coming out of the same area, you'll hear that the contractor who is building the hospital is saying, I'm not finding enough skilled workers to be on time with the construction. So this shortage of, and it, to me, shortage of men. Jurors is both men and women, but the shortage of human capital to do the work at hand is a big concern. It must be. But when you're sending off people by the plane loads to America to go serve time for scamming, and I just, I don't think any of these things too small to be included in the conversation, but you have to look critically at where your people gone. You have to look critically at it.
Intending to go.
Because you need the manpower to do things. And if you're causing persons to migrate for better opportunities, or you turn them off dealing with you because you're too horrible and abusive when you engage with them, or they've all gone to do something of a different nature because they are not well treated in this space here where you need them, you have a problem.
Okay.
So, anyway, she couldn't find anybody to dig the pit, so she hired a backhoe.
Which is expensive.
Which is, and must have been at Anyway, we've seen it on the news that persons saw something glittering. The mineral, now largely believed to be pyrite, a substance of little or no value. Man, you see people flocking the place, and that tells you, look at it, the people where she couldn't find people to dig her pit now.
Everybody.
If it were at all possible for their efforts to give her a toilet pit, even children are photographed on the site. See, there they are. It's reached a point, though, that it's, she said, kind of overwhelming. People need to get off our land so she can finish doing what she's doing.
She can't call the police to help her.
But fun fact, if mineral of any great value is located below the soil of your land, it belongs to the government.
That's how it goes for true?
Yes.
So it's not your land anymore?
It is, no, the land is yours. But the mineral, it is why, for example, you can't, bauxite, even sand, gold, oil. It is set already that if you have these valuable minerals, assets under the soil or even on top of the soil, because sand, you can see the sand too, in order for you to extract it, you must get a license from the government. They control your ability to. So, I mean, people are doing that. If anything serious were to materialize, we should probably get a new house. Because first thing you'd hear that there is some company did buy up like mining permit for half of Jamaica from God knows when, and the minute somebody else there's a showing of something, it's one of the colonial relics that we must address. I mean, a number of us have seen movies showing people, a very poorly dressed man digging a field in his backyard in America, and oil sprouts out of the ground.
You remember there's a movie with it?
And there's a comedy with about this family.
Yes, man.
that move into Beverly Hills.
Yes, the Beverly
Hillbillies.
Yes.
The Beverly Hillbillies. Okay, not so in Jamaica.
Oh, wow.
In fact, humorously speaking, this is tongue-in-cheek. It is just Minett's weird version of reality. The Indians had it first, the land.
Yes.
And the pioneering Americans take them off it. Mm-hmm. After that, they reserve the right. What you find, you stake a claim, and what you find in that stake, the land that you have staked, is yours.
Okay.
Mm. So, but in Jamaica having its civilized origin as a colonial asset, the crown maintains control of whatever is under the land. It continues to be so, like in South Africa with diamonds. Yeah. Diamonds are owned by some foreign corporation
so if you find it, haven't been to...
If you pick it up and do anything other than give it to the rightful owner, you have committed an offense, a criminal offense. How are you going to sell it?
You're not going to sell it. Just walk out of the country.
You just...
Give it to No, I went to one of the diamond mining areas in South Africa.
Yeah.
And I was able to
pick up a diamond.
No, I did that for bite.
Okay.
Bite. Yes.
Where is it now? Michelle have it?
Michelle have it in her ring.
Wonderful.
No, but that's so fun. But the guy says
in
the same thing, he says that he does not believe the substance is gold. He says, run a little check on it, put it through heat process.
They
realize it burn up. We test it and we beat it and we see it up and we said powder out he disclosed. He added that when acid was added to samples, they turned to powder.
Mm-hmm.
So don't lick him and do him one test and say, I don't hold that.
Yeah. But he could just keep it with its substance, put it in like crystal bottles and make necklaces.
You understand?
It would be beautiful to look at. Just an idea there.
True.
But it's just to say, though, let me see if any government regulator has spoken on it. Persons need to remember, though, that if you actually find something of value in or under the soil or the land that you own, in order for you to extract it or do anything commercial with it, government. Yeah. Government. Wow. Yeah. So fool's gold is what it is called. But
somebody says they're disappointed that up to now nobody from the Ministry of Mining had sent a representative to the community to make checks on the fund.
They expect the Ministry of Mining to deal with that. Well, rest assured, nothing you can do with it. If it comes out, if you've gone through the soil and you find that that's what it is, yeah. Mm-hmm. But she could probably put that piece of land up for sale and do very well off it just by the prospect that gold might be in it. Because I think if you have land and there's gold and there's a license issue, you should be able to negotiate your inclusion in whatever is found on it. It's not like oil that you have to spend so much money to extract it by the time you, the original landowner, and in any event, the oil is not under the land, it is under the sea or in caves or whatever. But just bear that in mind. It's another colonial relic which needs to depart. Yeah. Earlier we spoke about fool's gold, not from the actual, mining in the ground for gold, but you're seeing someone doing well materially, but you have the knowledge that it is not a righteous life that is at the foundation of that wealth. For you to recognize that the true things of value, the permanent things, are not the things you can see out there glittering on the ground. It's something that is,
long lasting.
That's something that's long lasting. You put that wealth under pressure and it disappears. Because, of course, you know, even if you were to just think about the wealth that people acquire in criminal activities, the asset recovery agency, them handful billions of dollars of property that they take from people, because when you are caught and prosecuted for your misdeeds, the properties that you buy and all the wealth that you acquire goes to another man, disappear just like that. Fool's gold.
Is it fool's gold? Because I've never done a funeral, and I've done a lot of them.
Yeah.
And I saw a U-Haul going with the person to the cemetery.
Yeah.
I've seen funerals though where they put the NEC and they put the gold and they put the thing in the man's coffin, and I saw one where they put the spliff and everything on it. But I was reminded that after the NEC and the gold and the thing, when they went the following day, it had been dug up and all of those things were removed. So
well, do you remember that the pyramids are high class burial sites?
Yes, that's what
into
they are.
which the pharaohs were sent off with every kind of wealth imaginable, and thousands of years later people are digging it up. So them dig it up quick in Jamaica, but yeah.
Oh boy.
When you do your archaeological digs and get into various things. I see you're at the page. All right. For those who are watching what is happening with the trial of former Education Minister Royal Reid and the CMU President Fitzpinnock, they are set to return to court on April 3, pending the outcome of the judicial review appeal that has been filed on behalf of Mr. Reid. So let's see what happened the last time it went to court. This is a date that was agreed by the attorneys. The parish judge noted that it was better to have them return after judicial review. Now, some might say this is a delay, but please understand that one of the objectives in the administration of justice, the judiciary, is to manage the efficient use of resources. If an appeal is filed against something and the success of the appeal would mean no trial is required, you have to do something else. And in this case, in Mr. Reid's case, it isn't that the matter would not eventually go to trial. It's a procedural point that was taken concerning how the prosecution or how the criminal charges were initiated and laid. If the judges look at the matter in fullness and say that this warrant, this indictment, this way of proceeding to investigate and lay these charges was wrong, it means they would have to figure out, and hopefully the judge would say what the right way. It should have been done this way. Then they would go back and do it the right way. A judicial review does not take away the substantive case. It goes to procedure.
True.
Procedurally, it shouldn't be done this way. It should have been done another way. And so, even if the judicial review case succeeds, and they have to start over, it just means we have a little more pain to bear, because under the principle of the rule of law, it's very important to you and me that the right procedure, this is the due process, that the procedure that a man is due to receive in court, that's what he receives.
And he receives it, so you don't have any problem along the way. Further along when there's appeal and they say, they throw the case because you never did something procedurally wrong.
That's
Wow. Take a long time though. That's why people are saying this.
But justice delayed is not justice denied.
We hope
all the time. I mean, one of the elements of due process is prompt adjudication of your case. But in this situation, it's the interest of the accused person is what matters. He's the one that is presumed innocent until proven guilty. So he's the one fighting to make sure that he enjoys all of the privileges, rights, that are his under the Constitution.
Because you
And
want
God
it-
forbid you should be in that situation, you would want it too.
Which is I can understand that holds it into tension because
Yes.
as we say, love demands that you think of it. What if the shoe were on
On
your
the other foot.
How would you want it?
Yes,
done?
you want to be given every advantage to either clear your name or to be adjudged or to be acquitted of the charges. Because you can be acquitted and not be innocent.
Wow. Look.
Yes. Is that the Integrity Commission?
Well, the opposition has signed and returned.
Excellent. Yes. Well, the right thing.
The right thing.
The
is
right
done
thing
the
has
right thing,
happened.
Yes.
Yes. And they've also proposed that the shadow cabinet
Everybody.
sign. Everybody need to sign it. I agree.
Go on,
Well
Mark.
done.
Mark, yeah, go on, Mark.
And then the Cornwall Bar Association, you were mentioning that to me. It's worth referring to it. The Cornwall Bar Association is throwing its support behind Chief Justice Brian Sykes, questioning the increasing use of the term violence producers in reference to persons who are accused by the police of involvement in violent criminal activities. I love how they've phrased it, accused by the police. Not accused by a victim of a crime or accused by a complainant in an actual case. But this is the police in their investigative mode now, labeling persons and gathering rumors and stories and smut. That term, violence producer, if we don't fight it, it's gonna come and haunt us the way adverse trace has left a bitter taste in the mouth of many. I do like the fact that there has been significant movement concerning this code of conduct. The next step is to see what the Integrity Commission does to give life and spirit. Well, the spirit brings life.
Section 18 of the act.
Yeah, it's what they do now to make sure that it's meaningful.
So that's good, but on that same page, just that we know the NIDS regulations to be tabled today in Parliament. And what that means, if you have regulations, that mean you can what? What does regulations? So you have the law, but then you have to get the regulations.
Regulations typically go into the procedures and process and the nitty-gritty of enforcing the law. So the law will state the high-level principles and provisions and empowerment of different actors. And the regulations now are that subsidiary legislation that go into the procedural administrative details of how the law will work.
And you know, this Cornwall Regional Hospital.
The Children's Hospital?
No.
Which one? Oh, the one that is...
The sick hospital.
The sick building.
That they discovered that people said, better than build hospital. Now they're saying, after expending $14.7 billion, $14.7 billion, so 2016 to now is 6 years. When if they had just says, you know what, based on what people are saying, the hospital is sick, let's do a new one. They would have finished a new hospital, retrofitted it. Now they're saying we're going to China to build a brand new hospital.
Well, we need more hospitals.
No, but I'm saying, Lord, man.
Yeah.
$14.7 billion.
Yeah. What do you think about the Chinese contractor wanting permission to use more Chinese workers because we don't have skilled workers to do the job? What do you think about it? I have a thought on it, but I'll let you go first.
They call it the persons who are...
Should it be a yes or a no?
No.
That's where I am too. No. The whole purpose of...
Work. But
you're supposed to be training people.
Yeah, but the
you
question is that
you get work permit so you can train Jamaicans to acquire the level of skill and proficiency.
But and I'd love to bring on somebody who is working in construction, because I talk to a lot of people and I say, well, they must say them need work. I'm saying, no, we not work because with them pay me don't make no sense. which is part of the challenge.
Tufton is there saying, I think the team has been accommodating in terms of sourcing and working with local labor, but where necessary, we have to bring in labor. The Prime Minister need to address it. You can't be in charge of development and investment and those things and not have an interest in seeing that the skill level of your people is upgraded in keeping with the kind of investment and things that you're doing. People who come here with their high skilled self to do things must train. That's the whole work permit all work permits, as far as I know, come with a provision that within the 2 years or whatever period you get, a local person must enjoy the transfer of skill from your experts that you bring here.
But some of these is just common labor.
No, them say skilled persons.
Whatever that means. Skilled to labor. Hello. You know, as the gentleman says, we must have integrity of position. We must work in community, and we must take responsibility for ourselves. And we must not listen to the narrative that people spin all of the time. And when you go under the narrative, you say, but I know say it go for true.
Yeah.
And that is a challenge we face, you know, because you over a period, over the last 2-3 years, over an extended period of time, you have been fed narratives in the media that when you say, hold on, let me employ some critical thinking skills. What the headlines say, when you read it and you invest, nothing will go so at all. Nothing go so at all. And so what we need to be doing as Jamaicans is to be critically evaluating the situation that is on the ground.
Yeah.
Because somebody
pursue the truth.
Yes, because they want to spin a narrative, and people who have power love to spin narratives. But you as a Jamaican, as your mother said, Jamaican are no fool, you know.
But you know, look here. Here's a complaint that about the work situation. The Chinese say there's a problem with the local workers. Maybe they come to work today and can't come tomorrow without asking for leave. In response, Minister noted that there's an issue that has to be made about the scarcity of skilled workers, and that while the construction site may require some unskilled labor, such as people carrying steel and mortar, it needs skilled personnel, particularly because the plant requires significant structural capacity that guards against infection and help in disease prevention and control. What kind of skill? Oh, come on. So there might be a deportment issue, and there also might be some level of abuse of workers, because we've heard so many things about what life is like on the sites run by the Chinese. They treat their workers a particular way, and Jamaicans are not accustomed to that, and perhaps should never be accustomed to some of the things that I hear. It would be worth our while to get some specific first-hand information. You know, someone, because we're doing this program, you know, you get all kinds of contacts and encouragement. And someone was saying to us that Jamaica needs more. If we could beef up our capacity on this program to do more deep dive investigative stories. And he was citing as an example a case recently out of the U.S. where persons up to no good hired a private plane to take fake passengers to another country. And the real mission was to have a private plane that could land, be loaded up with drugs in hidden compartments, and go back to the U.S. But the crew on the plane, not being sensitive to the real mission, stumbled on the drugs, called in the authorities, and ended up themselves being arrested and were in a foreign jail for about 2 years. And it was the work of a reporter that led to their release. So, you know, the story was being told to encourage me and you
to go to an investigative report.
to develop the capacity to investigate and cover stories and follow up, because the reporter out of the U.S. did many trips back and forth, getting the story, bringing things to the public consciousness. and eventually secure the release of the captain and his crew. Because in the foreign country, then just take everybody.
Uh-oh.
Yes. It's time for the 8 o'clock break. When we return, we're going to open the lines. We've sort of wandered wide and free this morning.
No, but the issues are
all connected.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. We do want Jamaicans, as they look at the manifestation of the evil among us, to be able to connect the dots and apply the right remedy. And, of course, to remember that there is a role for you to play. There really isn't anything happening that is outside of our common experience and area of common responsibility. More of the same when we come back.
You're simply the best. Better than all the rest. Better than anyone. You're simply the best.
Bess FM 100.5 on your dial. Keep listening.
Hello, I'm Emily Thomas with the BBC News. China has stopped issuing short-term visas to individuals from South Korea and Japan in retaliation for COVID restrictions imposed on Chinese travellers. Chinese officials say it's discriminatory to single out Chinese travellers. Stephen McDonnell is in Beijing.
South Korea and Japan have measures which have gone beyond other countries. So other places have said that people arriving from China have to do a PCR test before catching the plane. Well, in South Korea, for example, if you are found to have the coronavirus, you have to go to centralised quarantine. In the case of Japan, airlines have been restricted in terms of the cities they can fly to. I mean, the funny thing, people should also not forget that China requires a PCR test when coming into its country. So there is a level at which this is kind of hypocritical for China to be getting upset about. But it's just that Japan and Korea have gone that next step further.
Inside China, state media are downplaying risks from the virus. President Zelensky says Ukraine's army is facing an extremely difficult situation in the eastern town of Soledar amid the continuing battle with Russia in the Donbass. He praised defenders there and in nearby Bakhmut for their resilience. Hugo Beshega is in Kiev.
Fighting continues around this town. Large numbers of the Wagner militia group have been deployed. These are the mercenaries. This is the group that has been leading the fighting in that part of the country. And the Ukrainians are saying that they've managed to repel waves of attacks by this group. But the situation is incredibly difficult for Ukrainian forces there trying to protect this town. And Soledar is just miles away from Bakhmut, where most of the fighting has been happening.
The European Union and NATO have signed an agreement to strengthen their strategic partnership. The head of the European Council, Charles Michel, said Russia's war against Ukraine had brought the two organisations closer than ever. The agreement underlines that NATO remains the foundation of the Allies' collective defence, while stressing the importance of beefing up complementary EU defence capabilities. The UN's human rights chief has said Iran is weaponising the death penalty in order to strike fear into the population and stamp out dissent. Our Middle East analyst Sebastian Usher reports.
4 young Iranian men have so far been hanged in connection with the mass anti-government protests that have swept the country since the end of September. The UN High Commissioner for Human Rights, Volker Turk, has described the punishment of Iranians for exercising their basic rights as tantamount to state-sanctioned killing. He echoed Iranian rights groups that have said that the trial procedures have been deeply flawed, and he warned that 2 more young men are at imminent risk of execution. That has not yet occurred, but their families fear it could take place at any moment.
BBC News. New figures released by the European Union show last year's summer across the continent was the hottest on record by a significant margin. The Copernicus Climate Change Service said it was the second hottest year ever, with temperatures exceeded only by 2020. European temperatures had the highest rate of increase of any continent. Prolonged heat waves and low rainfall caused widespread drought and unusually high levels of wildfires. The Japanese authorities have ruled that the man accused of murdering Japan's former Prime Minister Shinzo Abe is fit to stand trial. The suspect, Tetsuya Yamagami, underwent 5 months of psychiatric assessments. Mr. Abe was shot last July giving a campaign speech in the western city of Nara. The suspect, Mr. Yamagami, was detained at the scene. After days of leaks and interviews, Prince Harry's autobiography has gone on sale in Britain, the US and Canada. In it, Harry claims his brother physically attacked him and his stepmother, Queen Camilla, played what he called a long game for marriage and the crown. Johnny Diamond reports.
The book in its entirety presents a rather different and more rounded picture of Prince Harry's life and troubles. Sadness and a fair amount of anger permeate the 400-odd pages. The loss of his mother, Diana, Princess of Wales, his search for a role, and the presence, seemingly around every corner, of the photographers and journalists he blames for his parents' misery and his mother's death. Harry's father, the King, is drawn fairly sympathetically. His brother William, now the Prince of Wales, less so. Harry suggests a decades-long rivalry, which would at first irritate, then become intolerable.
The authorities in northern India are demolishing buildings in Himalayan town Joshimath, which developed cracks due to shifting ground. Hundreds of residents have been evacuated. BBC News.
Praise the Lord, God is good. This is a radio pastor and friend, Reverend Simon Peter Jones, inviting you, my friends, to listen every Tuesday evening on Bess100 FM at 7:30 p.m. for the program The Voice of Hope, as we extend hope to the hopeless in this dying world. God is good. Be encouraged. Hope is in.
Seniors, the Ministry of Labour and Social Security is advising that the November 2022 payment under the Social Pension Programme is now available for collection. Check your text messages to confirm your payment arrangements. For further information, call 876-922-8007. The Social Pension Programme, caring for our elderly. A message from the Ministry of Labour and Social Security, providing opportunity, stability and social protection.
For a better choice in all your electrical supplies, A, authorized 3M dealer and better brand names. B, better service including free island-wide delivery. C, all major credit and debit cards accepted. It's ABC Electrical Sales, shop number 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10. Open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. We make your electrical jobs as easy as ABC. Call 754-3825-8 or fax 754-3659. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice.
Half a tree, one and drive, half a tree. Bossy, how do I take taxi style?
Jano, I want to tell you, say, 2 months now, my transmission mash up, and I check everybody and can't hear nothing positive.
Yeah, hear me? Yeah, waste all that time I shop around and never call the experts. Winters Auto have them. Them have over 35 years of experience and them diagnose the problem and get back your transmission brand new. For them service excellent and efficient. Trust me, man. Yeah, hear me? Call them at 929-7040 or go to them at 106 Maxfield Avenue, Kingston 13 and talk directly to the boss. Just tell them I'm me, senior.
You big star. Yeah, man, respect my boss.
I try and call him, cause trust me.
Waiters, Auto Spares and Repairs, good afternoon.
What a relief.
What should a taxi service do for you? On-time taxi service is more than just a ride to the other side of town. They offer clean and spacious vehicles, reliable service, and promise to always look out for their customers. They'll come when you call and take you where you want to go on time.
From anywhere at all. You can call us at 926-3866.
We are something special on the road.
Looking to clean your vehicle super clean? 123 Clean Car Wash, located at 2 1/4 Osborne Road, Kingston 10. Entrance on Grove Road, below Tropical Battery. They wash and vacuum, undercarriage wash, engine wash, polish and compound, shampoo and detailing. Call them at 876-631-3400. 123 Clean Car Wash, the best in the business for a cleaner wash.
Believe me, it's so easy.
Bess100 FM is the authentic voice of Jamaica, promoting your prosperity with better vibes and better music. Let us promote your goods and services for you. Advertise with us. For more information, call our office at 876-276-8935. That's 276-8935.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minett and Percy, on The Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Bess100 FM.
It's good, it's better, but nothing beats.
Can I have that?
Welcome back to the Morning Connection. I know we have been around the world and back, but we're back. But we've raised some issues we believe that is of concern to all of us as Jamaicans as we seek to walk in integrity, become responsible for our actions, and live in community with each other. And so we're going to be opening up the lines now. The numbers to call are 876-279-8473, 876-619-1508. Lines are open. And just to recap, we're not having fool's gold this morning, are we, Sister Minett?
No, we're going for the real stuff this morning.
Going for real gold.
Mm-hmm. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning. How are you people?
Oh, we're well. Thank you, my brother. How are you?
Not so bad. Mr. Lawrence, good morning and wish you all the best, my brother Trumpy. I want 60 more years from you. I want 60 more years from you. But I don't want them one time. I don't want them in heap. I want them one by one.
All right, you're saying what his wife should say to him. I receive it on his behalf.
I appreciate that, gentleman, because whenever time he talks, my heart feels very good, smooth. But sometimes when you people talk, man, I don't feel
we stress you.
I can really tell you. These little young boy right now, we need a whole lot of tailor in Jamaica because there are many people who don't like jeans pants.
Mm-hmm.
And when you check it out, there's no youth learning trade anymore. Tailoring. Not to mention mere carpenter. Very few guys. And I want you all, guys, if you don't have a big education, a trade can assist you. That you have a big house like the man who having big education who out there working and can't build a house, you can do the same thing. Because my education is not big, it's just a little small, just barely can help myself. And when I take it out, I beg, I go and learn my trade. And I suffer to learn my trade. And I give God praise to what I achieve in life because of my trade.
I know that you're using
Happy New Year.
I know that you're using education in the sense of like university book learning, but I want you to remember, and we emphasize it here,
Education,
that
yes.
learning a trade is education.
Yes, it is very important.
And we don't make any kind of
distinction as one bit.
Yeah, we don't discriminate against trade, and sometimes these notions that trades are for people who not have book learning
it's
or
not true anymore. That is being
it was
destroyed.
never true.
Yeah,
that's the reality of it. It was never true. In fact,
no, but the thing about it, when you people pay the money with them, even other station, last week Friday, I heard on another station where this guy said young people know our work because they're little step of money again. Look here, sometimes it will big and sometimes it will small. Go and learn a trade. That's see people with a bad time, grab and find them. You see people with a gold chain and ring, you take knife and hold them up. I heard Buta said something the other day, And when we check it out, who have ears to hear, let them hear. And said, look here, you have some police trained for kill. And when you go there, people, police will kill,
But
Can you imagine? Can you imagine your husband buy your wedding ring, and when you go down, you go any party in Jamaica right now, buy a whole long knife and you are gone. And hold and take off your ring and your wedding band off of your hand, man.
But you know,
you're Clark shoes.
We have to
we want Clark shoes. But it's white love. You take knife and gun and take it off of your feet.
But we don't make the assumption, Sheppy, we don't make the assumption that the people who are robbing and stealing are people who reject work as tradesmen. Because some of the people robbing and stealing are the ones who went into school and
learning
and have education and so on.
What about those who don't want to learn a trade and go there, pick people pocket instead, go and learn a trade?
That's a part of it, Sheppy, but it is a lot of the people are picking pockets and things, or people have education and them just make a decision. That's what they want to do. Because
it's some of them, but those who mostly do those things is those who don't have a trade, who steal.
Then they need better training. I wanted to say something to you before you go deeper in that narrative.
I was in Madrid the other day, and you see these guys them up at the bank. I've never noticed my trail me, no. And the guy me going to detail and submission me for about half an hour. I go back, me go fish shop. And when me come back, me go in the market. And the boy didn't get my money. Them organize their things good with the hand card, boy, and back up on my sword, eat away. And we show with bungalow. And me look me pocket, me knock my pocket. Believe on my money on my phone. When we come out of the crowd, no money to be found.
So you were robbed.
You were robbed, Sheppy.
Yeah, and I am asking the government this to put some restrictions upon those who not working, leave the market. Because of what? You have police out if you know this boy not work. And have somebody in the market and then that working, make them go home. But stay home. You can't go to the market, you're not working. And people come in if you buy them goods and you watch them and pick them. You understand? Them things that we can't alternative because that's why this senseless killing not tapping. Because when a guy knows you're picking parents, when you pick him, I get on double talk here. When a guy knows so you pick his parents, he will come and do the worst thing out of life. So the government must put in order. Anybody not working, if you don't want nothing in the market, you're going to go stand up and watch people who are spent. Imply somebody should do that. Keep moving.
All right, Sheppy.
And I'm asking you to tell these young boys go and learn a trade because there's no youth to learn trade now. And we don't know how they're going to manage their future.
Okay. All right.
Right now in Jamaica, right now, government, you can't rank people, you know. If trade worker go on and you hardly see anybody learn trade. I just have very few. You know, say the person we have a trade right now in a day, very slightly might find a few very ambitious.
Let me ask you a question, Sheppy. Let me ask you a question.
Hold on. Under 20, I learned trade, but those are in their 40s, you know.
I want to ask you a question because I know that you suffered a loss being robbed, and therefore there's some passion behind what you're saying. But I have to ask you this, working as a tradesman, do you think that laborers, skilled or unskilled, in Jamaica are paid in a way that would allow them to, have a decent living?
Of course. Some guys right now, look here.
Like, what are the rates? What's your understanding of the rates? Just give me some numbers that you say that
like you're a mason, Sheppy, like how much really 100 blocks, that kind of thing.
Look here, a guy right now, I get $4,000 a day. $4,000 a day, and tell me say a young youth keeping him mother in the space of 3 years, he can have a good saving and start on like one room himself.
Okay.
When I young little youth, I wasn't getting nothing more than so. I will beg my father, make him put down one room for himself. He said, no. See you land me give you one week. And I look at him do that because from the one day don't over me not even tell them was bedroom house me.
All right.
And that's that. And so I will check it out. These youth, make me talk to them, youth to go learn a trade. If you never trade, you can't marry. And if you don't marry your wife not going to stay with you, or your wife not going to mash up because you don't know who to your wife.
So Sheppy, we in agreement.
All right, Sheppy, thanks. We agree with you. We agree with you that
man must work.
To, yes.
Man must work. Man must have a trade, a skill that he can lift up himself in a life.
Yeah.
100%. Full 100.
I agree with you.
When you check it out, you know that.
Hello?
But you know, I really feel it for Sheppy because
about losing his money.
But yeah, in terms it look like it's a thing that they do. But time saves a group, the handcart, and them use themselves, them scheme to take away people's money. But again, it speaks to from what I'm seeing. Ah boy.
Yeah, but when Sheppy says the government should put a system to keep out of the market people who are stand up and are watching a thing and there's freedom of movement in this country, and if the market needs better regulation to keep people moving and so on, but you can't lock people out of the market because you think you make a judgment that they're violence producers or thieves in waiting. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning to you, my brothers and my sisters. Right across from the east to the west to the north to the south of this beautiful, lovely garden.
Good morning, Miss Elaine.
Yes, yeah. What a beautiful day, beautiful morning.
Thank you for telling me. I haven't seen it yet.
When we came, it
was
stuck
dark. Inside.
Dark. When we came, it was dark.
Yeah, my wake up like 5 o'clock too, and it was dark.
Yeah, so
it's still a beautiful, peaceful day.
All right. So what you have to tell us this morning, Miss Elaine?
Boy, I don't know. I just call for just say, alone up here, man.
I love it, my dear. Thank you.
Listen to what I'm saying. We need to, brother, all of Jesus, no, man, I say, brother, all the big brother, him never, you used to go to turn on, no worship center every day and them things there, you know.
I was out in the marketplace, Miss Elaine.
Him did all about, and that's the people them were with them to say them are good servants for there. Outside, I look for the little people and when I have nothing.
I want to ask you a question. I want to ask you a question, Miss Elaine. Have you ever served as a juror, or would you serve as a juror?
When me there for them call me for serve, but me turn it down.
Would you serve in Jamaica?
I serve, yes. Because I want to go for the experience and all of them things there.
There's the DPP complained that there was a shortage of jurors, and it's one of the ways jury duty is one of the ways that citizens can participate in the administration of justice. You know anybody who has served on a jury in Jamaica? People from your neighborhood get called to do jury duty?
I don't know, because them people are them kind of stay like how foreign people stay. Them just going at them yard, going at them house and lock up. Nobody not see nobody. You understand?
Yeah.
So we don't really have the... Yes, them people are coming like... You see from 7 o'clock at night time, you can't get robbed so.
Yes.
Everybody lucky, Yeah, man, at 9 o'clock a morning time, the road clean, hard little people.
Yeah. Suppose the government were to ask people to volunteer, provide their names to show their willingness to do jury duty. Is that something that you would respond to?
I don't know if they might accept me because...
No, they all, whether they accept you or not, but suppose they were to say, we're short of jurors and we're looking for people to volunteer. Send us your name, maybe a photograph and your address.
The reason why I'm not sure, because...
Yeah, I want to know why you're not sure.
Them things that take too long. And for go sit down for them all for hours there. That is not me.
One of the reasons the DPP said she think that people are suffering from a loss of civic pride. They don't take pride in their country, and that's why they're not showing up for jury duty. You now just said you would be concerned that it would have take too long and you wouldn't really enjoy. Although initially you said it's something that you would do. But if you were asked to volunteer now, to put your name on a list to say, yes, when you need jurors, you can include me in your pool, you wouldn't step up and answer that call.
Yeah, because...
No, sir.
Why not?
No, sir. Eh?
Why not? Why wouldn't you?
As I'm telling you, them things there at time, people will have time for to do them something there. Me a busy by the person.
Yeah, but when you said time, you mean like what? They're unemployed?
No, not really. They're not unemployed. Yeah, some people will just go and sit and have the time for that. The media don't know me go, you understand? Me not go feel good. Me go want to leave and all them things there.
Even though you, like when you call me and you talk about wanting to see the government put in recreation facilities so that children and people in the communities could, enjoy green space and rest and relaxation, even though you would like to see the government respond to the things that would make your community happy, you don't want to, you wouldn't want to, just focus and participate in making sure that a case is heard and a just result is achieved through the work of the jurors.
You see, if it's a must, you see, if it was a must when I have to do it, I will do it.
What you call a must? Like the judge said do it or I'm going to put you in jail?
No, not really. Like if the case kind of interested away to me, you understand?
Okay.
Yeah, was interested away to me.
Thank you for participating in my survey.
In our jury selection.
I just want to hear how, persons feel about it. Yeah.
Brother Percy, we need to stop follow behind, man, and start follow behind our holy big brother. And that we need to do. Okay. We need to come out of the worship center them. All we are say, we set this here to serve the Lord. You're not serving. You're not serving that. It's like you got to save yourself. You understand? It's a me I thing. People depend me I thing. Me, myself, and I. We're not say we no more. We're not say we. I would need that word to come back in.
That's correct.
You understand?
That's correct, Miss Elaine, and I agree with you. When we begin to serve other people, to love people as how God said we should love them, we'd make a major change.
Listen, we're not showing it by us going at the worship center and show. So no, nobody can do that. We need to go do the work when so we do. The work is not for go worship. It means literally work for go work.
All right, Miss Elaine. All right then, thanks. We have another caller here, but thanks for your input this morning.
Yes, thank you so much. Good. Yeah, and I love it that you heal us up. Good morning and welcome. Good morning and welcome.
Blessed morning to you, Mr. Lawrence. A blessed morning to you, Miss Minett. A blessed morning to you, Pastor.
Thank you so much. Blessed morning to you also.
Why? How are you, Fortis?
Pastor, I'm blessed. I'm standing on the word of God.
All right.
Promises of God.
Yeah, man, that is the rock.
Never fail.
Firm foundation.
I heard Sheppy this morning. Good morning, Sheppy.
Yes, man.
I prosperous 2023 to you. And it kind of sad what happened, but Sheppy, let me tell you something. It's not the young folks alone doing it. You have elderly ladies. Listen this minute. You have young girls going in the supermarket in the wholesale downtown, you see? And they have a elderly lady like a granny, and she come and stand up behind you. And then the girl them come and raise her your bag and take out what you have in there. So it's not
young men only.
No, young men alone. And I do a little help with the inner city unattached. Man look for me and tell me say it don't make no sense. The little sniping when them get it. No, it don't make no sense.
This
when
is for the juror duty?
Well, a minute. No, when him can chop. When him can chop.
Yeah, we know chop. Yeah, man, we know. I get thousands of dollars.
Thousands of dollars in a minute or two. So, you know, that's where the thing gone. So, Sheppy, why we have to start teach some trade we make them make a whole heap of money. Whole heap of money. You say, go ahead, Miss Minett. You was asking?
Oh, no, I thought you were speaking about the stipend for jury duty.
No, I'm not.
But you're talking about, I understand.
And Miss Minett, I don't know, you know. You see some of the callers, you have to interview them before you do certain things.
But I mean, how you feel about jury duty? Have you ever participated?
It's a part of my civic duty to serve my country. I am serving my country in a way I'm not going to tell you right now.
Yeah. Okay.
But Pastor, I'm on the right side of your hand, Pastor. If you understand.
All right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Pastor, you do understand what I'm saying?
Sitting on the right hand of the father?
Yeah, a pastor. That means I'm serving in another way. Pastor serving that way, I serve that way also.
Okay, all right. No, I understand.
Yeah, you understand?
Yeah, man.
You know, you don't have to spell it out, make everybody hear.
Okay.
You can't tell Miss Minett if she gets slow to that one. So, Miss Doyley, good morning to you, Mary Doyley. And, you know, the other rest of callers. It's just that draw me out this morning because Shep is saying that the boys them don't want to learn a trade. But when you go to a trade, you know the Chinese were here working the boys, the gentlemen them the other day, and they said if your government not care, we not care.
Okay.
And them treat them in a hostile way. You see. We need to go back to the table, and we need to go back and know that people is human. And when you teach a man to learn a trade, you learn it in a nice way.
Yeah, because
these boys, Pastor, I have people who I'm an electrical engineer, specialized in electrical installation. And when I buy material for a man, if I buy the material, it's good out of my pocket. But when a man buy material, Pastor, and then give me a 20 plug, or 30 plug, and when you take a stock, 10 missing, and me have to go buy it back, Pastor.
Yeah, we know.
And a break, and a man no care. And then the street volume will sell it cheap up on the road, don't it?
Yeah.
And then him not care. So, you know what I have to do? I have to just be careful at these things. And you know, I think I teach about, if I don't teach 20, I don't teach any, but I teach a lot of guys the trade. And Mr. Pastor, I feel the hands of them.
Yeah, we know what you're talking about. Yeah, true.
Feel it, Pastor. And then a man would say, you decide that, but them don't understand what you go through.
One of the things I wanted to raise with Sheppy, I got an answer from him. He says laborers can make $4,000 daily. He didn't say laborers. He say a man can make $4,000 daily, and that is good money that can cause him to put up a one-room.
No, sir. That was then.
And this is where I am in my contemplation.
No, that was then, Miss Minett.
And this is the issue I'm bringing you now as someone who is in the market now and you have to hire people from time to time, and based on even what you get paid, are we in a position to give people a good living wage of doing work on construction sites and those things? Yeah.
All right, Mr. Minett.
Yes.
I'm gonna quote this one. There's a lady who is at the top, connected to the man at the top.
Yes.
She was doing some construction, and it's 3 different electricians had to leave the job because they are doing what they do. They don't. The labor, they don't give you labor, but they buy material.
And they provide material.
And the labor cheap, Miss Minett, cheap.
So that is the concern I have when we talk about getting our young men and women to do trade or to do this or to do that. Nobody who's doing big business in this country wants to pay people properly for their labor.
They want, when they finish, they make up.
Them big and fat. And yes.
And my friend leave the job and him call me. Him call me and him say, Ray, I'm say, all right. And when me here, all right, one house.
Yes.
It consists of 2 bedrooms, a kitchen and a bathroom, and a little living room. And they are giving 30,000 for the labor work, for the electrical work. Now, Miss Minett, when you get and you have meter panel.
Yes.
Running
wires,
lines,
yeah.
Yeah, let me get a little layout. And in the living room, you may have 3 plugs. And the kitchen, you have 2.
5.
And in the bedroom, them now got them. What them do? Them charge the plug. Them now them get 1. And then you have. Remember now, you know, 1 bedroom have light. So you have light. You have switch and receptacle. You have the other bedroom light and receptacle. You have living room. You may get 2 plug with a 2-way switch. When you enter the car porch or whatever, you turn on from there, so, and when you're going back in, you lock it up. And let me tell you something, Mr. Minett, yeah? And other more, the stanchion and all that, grounding and all that. And when you go and give me 30,000 for that, and me have to have work, man.
There's nothing in it for you.
That is what happening.
Yes.
They are billing, but they are doing cheap labor.
Yes, so, and want you to accept that and let that be the foundation of taking care of family, buying food and entertainment, and save money too, and pay taxes.
When you, and there's a thing called retention. You know what retention is?
Yes, I do.
Right?
So they're holding back like what, 10% of it?
Yeah, I tell you, and if that not done in time,
take away your
penalty.
It's only people with business that can tell you these things.
Yeah.
I don't want to come on the phone, come talk out no whole things, you know, because I only call because Sheppy is saying that the youth them don't want to learn trade. Right. That is true. I will pay youth don't want to learn trade. Because I think say quick money is it. I want to give a better joke. Make her end it on this note.
Yes.
This girl, she was home with her big iPhone. iPhone, cock up in her place and use her phone. When the cops them come, and they were tracking the phone to where she was. When they come and them knock and she come out, you know, me not talk about get out living because them in them Andy and them like a Brazil, and you know,
and she opened the door just so.
Yeah, and them knock the door and she come out with the phone in her hand. So the man say, the police say, good morning, miss. She said, good morning, sir. I want to come wake me up in the morning. And so the man say, you that phone that you have in your hand. You know, like him address it. And she say, our man can't come here. Our man carry a good phone come here. So the man them say, all right, if we ring it and there's a signal on it, you see when them ring, because you see these new phones now, you can't take out the batteries.
Yeah.
These iPhone, the batteries cannot come out. So what happens is that they must disassemble certain things and think them. When you see them do it and the signal, the woman G up the phone, Mr. Minett, the phone mash up to the glass broke. And take off. Where she go, them don't know.
In our undies.
Yeah.
Still tracking it.
I know them don't know what she got.
Oh, Lord, and the phone broke. Anyway.
And the phone broke. But it's $100,000 phone.
Yeah.
So, fix the screen is no problem.
Mm-hmm.
You can't send back for a screen. And what these makers doing now is that when you buy the phone, they guarantee you certain warranty.
Yes, yeah. So you can
so,
even turn
so
it
this
in.
is what's happening. The man
Yeah.
them going around and thieving the things, them, and can't go get the woman them. And them out the road that brother and boss. Remember, say, you hear what the Prime Minister say? Radam.
All right, sir.
I am still yet to know what radam means.
When you find out, tell us.
When they pass out, tell us.
Pastor, I'm come off my phone. We all laugh after me.
Radam too much.
Yeah, thanks for the insight on the pay scale and living wage
that
issue.
Is what.
I appreciate it.
I said go.
Yeah, thank you.
Start for no of them correlate rap, a man like you where the government in power and them correlate and rap you. But I said, keep your eyes open. And
True.
this year is the year of Jubilee.
All right.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right, look for it. Blessings.
Pastor, we have 14 days of fasting, so
we have
if you
21.
can't join, you can't join. And you no
him have 14 left.
Blessed.
All right, take care.
Good.
All right. Cool.
Good morning and welcome. Good morning. Good morning. So, that's what I was probing, and we have to talk some more about it. Real cost of living.
Yeah.
Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello?
Morning.
Good morning. Hello. Hello.
We're hearing you. You can go ahead.
Talk up.
Morning and welcome.
Good morning. I didn't know you guys was hearing me. Morning.
Yeah, man. How are you?
I give thanks. I give thanks. The cook them come by not my place, but near my place, around my people. Them shot one of my brethren and was a shootout. Shot one of my brethren and tried to rob the shop, and my brethren is still in the hospital.
When was that?
I think it was Saturday night.
Okay.
In St. Mary's in St. Elizabeth.
Mm-hmm.
Brethren name Pledgy. The name is Mr. Letman. Used to ex-teacher, Mr. Letman. If you get better, Mr. Letman, and then went on a rampage. Couple shops in the area, couple business places in the area. I just want to know, when are we going to fall in Babylon? When we're going to get our head from out of Babylon hole?
But Franco, I mean, that's not Babylon, That is Jamaicans against Jamaican. Babylon is a system.
Yes, exactly. I know that.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, but that is Babylon, my friend. That is our people following Babylon. Babylon have our people's mind. And that's what I'm saying. When are we going to stop following Babylon? Because it's 1,000 years from now, I'll be rotten out and everything, but I'll be happy when we get from under Babylon. When we stop following Babylon, we have to stop. We have to stop following Babylon. We have to start doing. I just want to say them things then, because them things is big,
Yeah, that's why you have me very contemplative at the moment, because I know that in all things I have a choice and I have a moment when I can go left or right, and it is the same for every man. So when you sort of give the system greater power over you than you have over yourself, that just leaves me somewhat perplexed, because just the same way you can be asking the question, the man who pick up the gun and enter into the shop and go on a rampage, he's making a statement that we have to study it and understand why. We have to understand the why of it. Let me put it that way. It was reported in the Sunday paper, the last paper, about when when slaves turn on the plantation, attack it, burn down, loot, whatever it is, frequently the observation was being made that they express their anger against the system that kept their labor in bondage and that deprived them of the opportunity for self-determination. When man lift his hand and move in violence against anything, there's more to it than just trying to get food.
Yeah, that's why I like you so much, Miss Minett, because you're not only beautiful, you're intelligent.
All right.
I love your intelligence. And I never seen you before. I don't know what you look like, but
you feel my spirit, man.
I can guess that you're gorgeous, you're beautiful. But anyway, I want to stray away from that for a minute.
Yes.
1 second, just a second. We still have something to do with what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
But 6-year-old that shot the teacher over
in the States, yeah.
He got the gun from his mother, who's a licensed firearm holder. I think she should be arrested and be charged and be sentenced even more severe than the kid.
Than the child. I'm sure that's where it's going.
Yeah.
But you brought it to an interesting point, because when we can look at an adult and say, well, this man go through this trauma or that trauma, and so violence becomes an answer to the solution. But when you have an innocent child, 6 years old, who has a weapon and uses it to cause harm, I don't think that a 6-year-old don't know that shooting a person is going to hurt the person. Now you begin to understand why I was posing that question. When people move towards violence for the expression of anything they're feeling, the why of it is what should be occupying our contemplation, because they're making a statement, and that statement won't change unless the fundamentals of it change. And whether they use a gun or they use words or they just fold them on and do nothing,
they're still making a
they're
statement.
still making a statement, and it's the same statement.
Yeah.
That's why I brought it up.
Yes. Yeah.
Babylon system.
Babylon, how we have to go back. Like I say, like what I'm saying is kind of vague. I talk about we have to go back.
Yes.
Miss Minett, me I heard, when me sometime me out the road and me I look for my people. Me go alligator and go buy fish, right? And come back in my area and juggle, you know what I mean? Among other things, because I raise my animal, I do my farming. You
keep yourself busy.
I hear people talking about them making liquor. Sometimes I gotta go in my savings to get back in my business. Please, sometimes I'm just doing it for the corns on my feet, walking around with bucket pants on my head.
Yes.
Sometimes people don't know struggling. I just be laughing listening to some people. You know what I mean? They don't know struggle. I'll just be laughing. We need to get back to our roots, yo. Straight. Just get back. And stop being licky. Me love myself, cause you know what I love about myself? Me not frightened for things. Me not frightened for people and them things. For real, yo.
Yep.
Yes, Franco.
But it came, that knowledge came through a certain amount of struggle, which is beautiful in and of itself when you get on the other side of it.
Yeah.
When people kissing people just because they have a bossy car, they have this or I just be laughing. I be laughing. Nobody have frightened me. And Mr. Prime Minister, Mr. President, you're just a man like Franco, pump out the teeth out of your mouth, yo. For real. Anyway, bless up.
Bless up.
All right, Franco.
Said a lot there that caught my attention.
Significant.
Yeah. Good morning and welcome.
Morning, love and bless. Wagwan.
African. Always good to hear you. Good morning.
President, and I give thanks for it, Good to be here,
Yep.
Me not try to run a program, I just want a reason with that.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Let's hear the reason in Africa.
We see them on St. Elizabeth, a country, that have one police station where they show up on the TV.
Yes.
Get it, Steve?
Yes.
Get it? Did you see it?
Yes, because there's a video of it going around too.
Oh, it look, Miss Minett.
Oh, African. It not just the look of it, but to hear because there was someone, speaking about it. We talk about civic pride. That's something, there's nothing there so to be proud of. And so the question was posed, if you are treated in this way, and you must go out and treat with people.
And that the people at the station are saying,
Yeah, what quality conduct and behavior
there.
you can expect of us? We come out of a style, we're going to behave like pigs.
And the Minister of Security talking about how much money they spend to build police station, Miss Minett.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that is a police station with them bill.
Yeah. But you see, that brings us in the whole talk about with civics and civic pride and what is there right now that people can rally around and say, I'm proud of this, I'm going to protect it.
Next thing. The market. Mr. You know a market where them are turning a car mart. You see that though?
Ray. Yeah, man. Yes. I saw it. Ray Market. That was on fire last night. But on March 4, the is it Kingston and St. Andrew Mayor said they want to turn it into a car mart. So I wonder if it occurred to me aside, and I was wondering if there's a relation.
They were clearing the land.
You saw that aside African. It's on Loop News. Yeah.
You remember when them go up a Constant Spring?
Yes.
But we spoke about it. I've been talking about it because we have to pass it every day. And the air just sitting down there, nothing not happening. And the people them have turned the market. If you go up that way on a weekend, you see the market.
Yes, it's spontaneously emerging by the bridge.
Kind of happenings. That's in them something what them are doing at the 23rd Division.
That's important.
And I think that is our nightmare.
Aye.
Miss Minett.
Yes.
Yes, we're going in America there.
With the 6-year-old child?
With the White House.
I mean the speaker thing?
Oh.
When them going at the White House, the people them now run off on a slave master again, Them are run off for the parliament now. You see what them doing in Brazil?
Yeah, and we saw the pattern for that being laid in other places. And it's not just how far it went in Brazil, but we're looking across now and what was the prized institution of democracy, a peaceful transfer of power after fair and free elections. America itself put that at risk.
The colonial system and the democratic system, them different?
Well, they come from different philosophy, but it's not the philosophy that determines a thing, really. It's the workings of it in the hands of man. Because democracy itself, which is the colonial system, was not based on democracy. But we are seeing a style of democracy emerge where so much of it is a facade for the manipulation of people that it's not funny. But it is not happening because persons are deliberately setting it to be so. I think it is happening because maybe coming out of the colonial mindset, persons are not using the authority and the freedom that they have to educate themselves and make different choices. And that's what's happening all around us.
All over the world.
We withdraw from places where we should stay. We're gone to places that we shouldn't go to. We're being lazy. And those who profit from our laziness are just taking everything that we leave on the table.
They're just taking it away.
Love and bless.
Yes.
All right then, Africa.
Yes, so America destabilized Haiti.
Yep. Well, I see how Haiti has been destabilized, and I know some of the role that America has played. But Haiti's destabilization has a foundation in a multitude of things. America has taken advantage of something that was obvious, and they were close to it, so they could do it. But Haiti coming out, having used blood and warfare to get to where they were, in the 1800s, was it?
Revolution.
Yeah, having gone through the Haitian Revolution and being fixed with a hefty bill by the French, which they paid. And this is
government.
Yeah. So it left them vulnerable.
The American government and what you call these people, yeah?
Colonial people.
Which one? The peacekeeping troop that was there under the UN? The UN peacekeeping troops?
They're not different from America. I see them.
No, they're not different. It's not different.
Miss Minett, you know, so them people are sending gun and ammunition in a Haiti. Go get gangster. See, destabilize the country.
Yes, and you do that, but then what is the condition on the ground that would cause a man to take weapons from foreigners to move against your own people? Because in the end, there is always that.
Just as it is want to get rid of the government.
Yeah, but I'm saying, why are Haitians in a situation where they lend a hand to hurt their own country?
Because
is it
the
what?
Party system.
Lust for power? Greed for money? What is it? Because
Yes,
Jamaica
Miss
did the
Minett.
same. We did the same too, you know.
Yes, because the reparation money we're supposed to pay to the people them. That's them that have to go certain way. That they have not talked about.
Reparation.
Miss Minett, the last time I talked to you, you tell me
Yes.
that the church apologized for slavery.
Yes.
Them start pay reparation, eh?
Well, the people who took responsibility and said, yes, we had slaves and we are sorry, they went about setting up schools, setting up building societies. I don't think the church's acts of reparation have been taken into full account in Jamaica, because almost all of the schools that we have
Significant amount.
and the land that went into building schools and so on came out of the church community. What we have not seen anywhere is where even the government of Jamaica, in its independent clothing, they have not looked at the issue and say, you know, there are things we can do even with the treatment of land. So right now the church is ahead of government efforts on in the reparations conversation.
So how the church and the government now can come together and make sure the thing go properly?
But let me tell you, the church must be wondering how they can even get sufficient influence with government. Look at the Governor General is a church man of beyond comparison.
Yeah, Minett, man.
And yet, everywhere you look, you see relationships that should work for the betterment of the citizens, and it's not working. So what the church needs to do is of a different order. It's not even so much a coming together with government, because, you know, they say a bad tree can't give you good fruit and a good tree can't deliver bad fruit. But I don't think you could actually, one has to be converted. Let me put it that way. You can't create a hybrid. You can't, what's the word for engraft?
Yeah.
And that's something which we have to tackle in Jamaica. The church has to step into its right position. And it's a position of dominance, really. The principles that come from the kingdom of our Creator must be the principle that holds the day. Must be. There's no negotiation on that. Eh?
The Creator give us so much land.
Yes. And that being so, the administration of it should not be a matter of political debate, because he never put anybody to hang in air. Everybody had them foot on land. Everybody. And
so
the land is...
This crime problem we're having in Jamaica. And I talk about the youth, them are thief and them are pickpocket and them are murder and them are something build and all kind of something. And we not, in the meantime, we not build no infrastructure to change that, We're not doing anything to change that,
Well, let me ask you a question, African. The infrastructure that would change people from doing that would be what kind of infrastructure? You mean like training centers, that kind of a thing?
Training center. And you see them Akia we have power tree.
Yeah. You
That's
mean
when them
agro-processing?
Them need to put in a tin.
Okay.
And you see we dinner them. And we mango them.
Right.
And all of these things where we have pantry drop off in Jamaica, we need factory to tin them, my brethren. Tin them.
Okay. So
that means that the youth them can make purposeful money.
Okay. All
Them don't have to run off for the scamming and the thieving, brethren.
Okay.
Because that they in front of them, you know.
Yeah. All right then.
That they in front of them. Them come up in a little place.
Yeah.
Come up in a little place. Come up in a little house. Come up in a little yard. And yet still the country big and full of land.
Okay.
And nobody's make sure say these people can come out. Look on a family. Look on a family something now what they must say. A family a kill family.
Yeah.
What cause that? They're not interested in the cost, you know. You know, so in a 1 yard, how much family live in it.
Yeah.
And if them could have take out some and put over there stuff.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying, brethren.
Yeah. So what I hear you calling for African is making some strategic shifts in terms of how we do things, and you think it will have a far reach. Yeah.
Development.
Human development. All right, African.
Development we want, you know. Development, you know.
Yeah.
We notice we are carrying the foreigner them to come deal with the development.
Yeah.
We now use our people for the development, you know.
No, I mean, even on the construction site here, the Chinese said they want to use more Chinese workers. Anyway, we got to go. It's 9:01 African. We got to take a station break now, so please.
Love and bless it. Good to be here, yeah?
Thank you for the reasoning.
You're simply the best.
Bess FM 100.5 on your dial. Keep listening.
Seniors, the Ministry of Labor and Social Security is advising that the November 2022 payment under the Social Pension Program is now available for collection. Check your text messages to confirm your payment arrangements. For further information, call 876-922-8007. The Social Pension Program, caring for our elderly. A message from the Ministry of Labor and Social Security, providing opportunity, stability, and social protection.
For a better choice in all your electrical supplies, A, authorized 3M dealer and better brand names. B, better service including free island-wide delivery. C, all major credit and debit cards accepted. It's ABC Electrical Sales, shop number 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10. Open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. We make your electrical jobs as easy as ABC. Call 754-3825-8 or fax 754-3659. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice.
Half a tree, one and drive, half a tree. Bossy, how do I take taxi style?
Jano, I want to tell you, say, 2 months now, my transmission mash up, you know, and me check everybody and can't hear nothing positive.
Yeah, hear me? Yeah, waste all that time I shop around and never call the experts. Winters Auto have them. Them have over 35 years of experience and them diagnose the problem and get back your transmission brand new. For them service excellent and efficient. Trust me, man. Yeah, hear me? Call them at 929-7040 or go to them at 106 Maxfield Avenue, Kingston 13 and talk directly to the boss. Just tell them I'm me, send you.
You big star. Yeah, man, respect my boss.
I try calling her, cause trust me.
Waiters Auto Spares and Repairs, good afternoon.
What a relief.
What should a taxi service do for you? On-time taxi service is more than just a ride to the other side of town. They offer clean and spacious vehicles, reliable service, and promise to always look out for their customers. They'll come when you call and take you where you want to go on time.
From anywhere at all. You can call us at 926-3866.
We are something special on the road.
Looking to clean your vehicle super clean? 123 Clean Car Wash, located at 2 1/4 Osborne Road, Kingston 10. Entrance on Grove Road, below Tropical Battery. They wash and vacuum, undercarriage wash, engine wash, polish and compound, shampoo and detailing. Call them at 876-631-3400. 123 Clean Car Wash, the best in the business for a cleaner wash.
Believe me, it's so easy.
Veg Printers for all your printing needs. We specialize in calendars, flyers, brochures, and more. Call us today at 968-7506. That's 968-7506. Or visit us at 4 East Bloomsbury Road, off Haggard Park Road. Veg Printers, your best choice in printing.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minett and Percy, on The Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Bess100 FM.
It's good, it's better, but nothing beats.
Good morning and welcome to the caller on hold. Thank you for holding.
Yeah, good morning to all.
Good
morning.
I want to speak briefly on the Hanover Gold Rush.
Yes, sir. You're calling from Hanover?
No, I'm not. I'm actually calling from St. Catherine.
Okay, go ahead.
There, some years ago, during when Portia Simpson administration was in government in the early 2000.
Yes, right. Mm-hmm.
There was a company that came here and mined some gold in Pennant, London.
Right, that's correct.
Yeah. I subsequently heard that they have known of that gold mine from Christopher Columbus came here. And it was revealed by one Mr. Peter Espew. I think he is a
deacon in the Catholic Church.
He's a clergyman and a social scientist.
Historian also.
Right.
Historian. So they know exactly what they came.
Yes.
And what they came for. So they mine it, they convert it to gold bullion. It was on the television at one point, and they show Mrs. Portia Simpson even take up one of the bullion on the television, and they show us on TV Day. Now, we understand that we only get 2% of the value for our economy from those gold that they have mined and made into bullion. And you know, the bullion is over, I think it's over 20 pounds, 24 pounds, and there were several of them. Nobody mentioned anything further about it. Now, the people apparently find gold. I think it's the real thing, to be honest with you.
You don't think it's pyrite?
I don't think it, no. The lady on the TV, the lady for the resident, said she went on the internet. And the internet can't tell us it's pyrite.
No, not at all.
The only thing that can definitively state whether it's pyrite or it's gold is for them to run a test. And we have university, technical people at the university. No one does any test or exam to verify whether these are gold. No.
Yeah, but hold on. You read the article in the paper about what the man saying, though?
Yeah, but you can't treat that as a forensic analysis.
You haven't. Okay, all right.
You can't treat that as a forensic analysis because you'd have to know how much he took
but he says somebody was saying up till now nobody from Ministry of
Mining and Geology has visited. Yes,
and that is going to be the real test to see the experts come and determine what is happening. Go ahead, sir.
Exactly, and I'm gonna go biblical now. Why I said it's the real thing.
Yeah, because I haven't heard your voice in a long time.
I want you to look at this text because there's a certain people, and I want to touch on the 6-year-old that shot his teacher.
Yes.
All right. There's a certain people on the hurt. They are found in Psalms 58 and verse 3. You can look at that. You can look at that to judge their actions. And the reason why I believe is one of those very persons was interviewed on TVJ briefly yesterday. And he said, based on the geology, that's what he used. of that area, it couldn't be gold.
It couldn't or could?
He said it couldn't be gold. That's it.
Could.
That's based on the geology.
Yes.
It could or couldn't.
He said it couldn't be gold.
Oh,
based on the geology.
I see.
He didn't run any test or anything. He didn't get a piece or anything.
Right.
And I found those very people in Psalms 58 and verse 3. Psalm 58 verse 3. They said they are estranged from the womb. And it shows that none of those people can be innocent. Because if you're born, what the scripture says, and the scripture cannot be broken, it cannot be wrong. It means you have no remorse. What you do, you consider to be from your born.
You're condemned.
So even the 5-year-old, it is said that he had a dispute with his teacher. Apparently, I don't know what dispute it was said, but it was reported that this little baby.
Oh, this is the 6-year-old now. You're right. Yes.
Went to his home and directly carry a 6-year-old and directly carry a gun, because I understand that they train them from their 3-year-old to fire gun and rifles and these things. And shot the teacher deliberately. And you want to say that child is innocent? Well, according to the scripture, what did the scripture say, Pastor?
Even from birth, the wicked go astray. From the womb, they are wayward, spreading lies.
Yes.
So that means me and you wicked, because from the birth we are born in sin and shaped in iniquity.
All right, I'm gonna
point out more. Yeah, but you can't leave out socialization, and socialization is not a matter of individual choice. Socialization is what occurs because of where you live, who you live with, and what you are exposed to. When you get to a certain age, now the age of innocence is behind you. When you get to a certain age, you have the ability and the responsibility to make some choices. And you can no longer say, I stand condemned because of the choices my parents made and the circumstances into which I was born.
All right, I'm going to...
So we read scripture with understanding. We don't read scripture to say that the newborn baby is condemned at birth because Christ came.
Proverbs.
Okay.
Proverbs 16 and verse 4. Let's put that.
All right.
All right then.
Who made the wicked? Who made the wicked, Pastor? Who make them?
The wicked is shaped by society.
No.
Wicked behavior don't come out of the womb. Babies come out of the womb. And behavior is what comes out of the training and the socialization that you get.
He said they are born. Training and socialization convert them. If they are born,
yes, because wickedness is not an individual. Wickedness is behavior that is contemptible. People are born, and they're born into homes, and they're born into homes where they might be exposed to wickedness.
We have another call holding. You see, you're gonna have to call back. Thank you.
I don't read it publicly for people.
No, man, we're all right.
We have another call holding.
All right.
We're all right with that.
All right then. Thanks.
Good morning and welcome to the Morning Connection.
Hello.
Good morning. Is there another caller on the line? We're not hearing the person. Good morning.
Morning. But you know,
all right, we're not hearing.
But just on that point,
yeah,
the word says you're born in sin and shaped in all away.
Yeah. That's referring to the circumstances into which you're born. It not refer to the individual.
Yeah.
It has never, we never condemn people based on behavior and conduct of others. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, beautiful lady.
Miss Love, how are you?
Thank God I'm alive. Hello, Mr. Handsome. People over there is more I want to know.
Three of them.
I'll try them, sis. Good morning. What's up? What's up, lady love? Got another caller coming right after you, so you have to be quick this morning.
Okay, what I was talking about is two things come up now. One is who take the people from their hometown and put them into school. Which government did that? Because I know that when I was growing up, everybody help to teach somebody else. You see a young man and you're amazing. You come learn the trade, boy. That's what used to happen until it removed from out of the community into schools now. And some people can't even afford, even when they get the bus fare, they can't afford to go to this.
You mean to go to the training center? So what you are saying is that it should stay in the communities. That's what
it should have stayed in the community.
Yeah,
you build from there.
Yeah, but some of the times when you look at what happens, Lady Love, for economies of scale and you have specialization, because you couldn't because if you think about it, some communities are so small, so it's better you put in a certain locale a set of skills, and that's what used to happen. But I hear what you're saying, but you have to look at the pros and cons of it. You were saying a second thing. What else?
Oh, the second thing else came up. The babies. Some of the little children to come unto me and forbid them. Of touch is the kingdom of heaven. The kingdom of heaven is pure. Okay. Right? So I don't look at babies as coming from the womb as wicked. As wicked and those kind of things. We were born in a world of sin. We are shaped up into the iniquities of the world. That's what I understand.
Of course, and the word and the word shape means the socialization.
Exactly.
How you are taught to conform to certain things that is imposed on you, and there's an age at which you can decide to reject it.
Yes.
We
love you.
Speak with understanding.
Love you, Jamaica.
All right,
love you.
I know where you are.
Good.
Yeah.
Ready.
Good morning.
Another caller gone.
So, this is one of the things that bedevil us when people are looking at the Bible and using it to support different ideologies. They don't read with understanding, so you end up with seeing words like the wicked are born. Who are the wicked? These are people whose behavior condemn them.
That's what it does. Good morning, caller. Welcome to the Morning Connection.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, you see, well, I'm sure y'all, it's the wicked people, don't want nobody do wickedness to them, That man who steal people things, you know, nobody thief him things. Man who willingly want to go kill a man and go about him innocent business, don't want nobody kill him. So we know say wickedness benefits no one. So when people do wickedness, we are totally against wickedness, because we know it's not the work of the Almighty, the good God. Anyway, Pastor. Pastor?
I'm here, man. I'm listening. What happened now?
The election will come up, mountain.
Oh, yes, that's interesting that because it's due in February. It's due in February, yeah, true.
Oh, me just deal with it on a imaginary level as I know.
Yes.
Yeah. The election will come up. Mountain, right? End of month, the last day of January.
Yes.
Right, I'm going to come to you as a pastor. Right, I'm going to say, Pastor, I'm asking you for your advice as a man who is not that bright, but they have all rights to vote. Now, ask you something. Anybody can vote.
You have to be on the voters list.
Yeah, if you're there on the voters list and you're a citizen of Jamaica, you can vote.
Right, then you're over 18.
All right.
If you're on the list, you're over 18.
So, me ask you now, your advice, Pastor, who would you advise me
to vote for?
Yeah. What would you tell me?
I would say that you would remember we speak about making informed decisions. So you look at the pros and cons, because what would ideally do says these are the things that you look for in a candidate. Somebody who going to represent you, somebody who is honest, and so on. And based on who is before you have to make a decision, because it's not, for me, it's not either PMP or JLP. It has to be the person who, in your estimation, believe will better represent what you want to see happen. So I couldn't say, because some people are going to tell you must vote. No, man, you can't do that.
But I would say to you, Wayne, The decision on how you're going to cast your vote doesn't begin on the morning of voting.
No, it can't.
You have to be applying your mind to it and engaging with the candidate so you have a sense of what the candidate will do, can do, has in mind, and even to test the candidate's own understanding of what the issues are for this community.
Yeah, and that's important.
And I understand all that, but why me come to you for your advice, because me look upon you as a man who filled with the Holy Spirit, and you have been studying and taking notice of the history of Jamaican leaders and the parties running Jamaica. So me might come to you and I say, give me your best advice.
And in that situation,
who you tell me to vote for.
And the same response was what I'd give to you, because it becomes in that situation a personal choice that is based on criteria. I could give you criteria what you must look for, but to say vote here and then, I will not do that. I could never do that to you, my brother. I would not do that to you. I just say based on what you have been engaging, been looking in your community and say what my community need. And people might carry a party line, but it's not the best thing for your community right now. You understand? Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So bottom line, no one should be advising somebody for whom they should vote.
Yeah.
We should be helping persons to understand how to make the choice.
Yeah, man.
So they can go out and make the choice.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Blessings.
Yeah. All right.
Good.
Good morning and welcome to the Morning Connection.
Morning, my lady.
How are you, my brother?
I'm good. Morning, Pastor.
Morning, Enlighten. How you do?
I'm good, man. Yeah, I was listening to a news last night, and the Chief Justice made a very profound statement last night, in my opinion, when he said that another arm of the state,
executive
was not. This is my word. I'm paraphrasing. This is my word. Was not be calling people criminal unless they are they go before the court and be tried and found guilty. In other words, what he's saying, not because that arm of the state called people criminal. People must not accept that people are criminal unless they go before the court.
Yeah. And
that's
he's
what
right.
we're saying. That's what we said yesterday, because we quoted him yesterday,
But also, it's something we have believed in from before, and I've said that the term violence producer, calling citizens violence producer, is a breach of the covenant.
And the Prime Minister and the Commissioner of Police and,
yes.
And the Security Minister seems to take pleasure in styling Jamaicans as criminal without they've been brought before the court and tried and found guilty.
And not just them, because as they've been debating the new bail act in Parliament, and it's gone before Joint Select Committee, we're constantly seeing the reports coming out where those participating in the process seem to have accepted this this disparaging categorization of people, and they are working with it, and that's the very reason why the Chief Justice needed to say to the judges, don't come in here after you've been listening to this nonsense on TV and all over the place, reading it in the papers, and begin to produce judgments out of your courts which show an acceptance of this unlawful, undefined, unconstitutional term. Yesterday I said there is no citizen under the Constitution who is referred to as a violence producer. That citizen don't exist in Jamaica. Maybe it exists somewhere else. But in Jamaica, we are free men, presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. That's who we are. And if we come in contact with law enforcement and for any reason they decide to keep us in custody, we are persons in custody entitled to be released on bail, conditionally or unconditionally, once we are charged. If we're not charged, we are citizens presumed innocent who are entitled to be brought before the court promptly so we can be released. The word bail is not even used in connection with persons who have not been charged and are awaiting trial. It's not bail if you haven't been charged.
Because you know what I noticed, it's a long while I've been noticing this thing, Even persons that have been arrested for argument's sake and they're in lockup, they call it them prisoners, Or you can't call a man a prisoner. And he's not been found.
And he's not under a sentence of imprisonment. Mind you, we call false imprisonment. There is a thing in law which is defined as false imprisonment. And those persons fall in that category because they have been treated as prisoners when they're not prisoners. So it's false. If
we continue to allow these things, little by little, our freedom is going to be chipped away now.
Block by block, my brother. Until, see, Sheppy called not so long ago and say, free citizens, they don't rob nobody yet, should be locked out of markets if they're not in there and do something connected to the. So you couldn't even go in the market and walk around and say, yeah, look
for buy something.
and the reason he suggested is because he was robbed in the market. So every time we are a victim of a crime, we feel that there has to be a sacrifice on the block, and it always ends up to be the rights of somebody who, because we don't see it going any other way, Because every time we walk in a market, we're going to be shopping. We can't walk in a market for go look for one of the woman who sell in the market and deliver something or carry a message or something. You assume every time you walk into a market, you're gonna come out with something that you've bought. Not so.
Is it that anyway different from when you go to places like the United States and because you're a black person?
They follow you around.
They look on you as being
Yep.
You speak the thing right, my brother.
You speak truth, and none of we like it.
Them profile you.
They profile you.
If we stop this foolishness, man. Stop this foolishness.
But you see, it is a knee-jerk reaction to the trauma of having your own rights abused.
They take away somebody else's right.
So you want to.
There's nothing wrong with you as an individual. Be careful, like you go somewhere and you say, well, boy, I have to be careful because, I don't know if
there's a risk. Yeah.
In your mind, but to come out openly and want to do like what they want to do with people, with citizens of this country. It can't work, and we must not allow that to happen.
No, and that's the narrative of fear that we speak against every day.
Somebody of this statue of this Chief Justice is saying these things. We must applaud him,
Oh, we sure did. You didn't listen to it yesterday, man. We applaud him for a good half hour.
I started to listen late, maybe I didn't listen yesterday.
Yeah, anyway, it's available on YouTube and on Facebook.
Yes.
You can go back and listen. It's a point that was bothering me, and we spoke about it in weeks gone. And to hear him, address it. We also spoke about the Integrity Commission having put forward a code of conduct. We spoke about the significance of the delay in the opposition and the Prime Minister accepting it. Mark Golding has taken the lead on this issue. He has not only accepted it, but he has said it should be binding on the shadow cabinet. Because if you're a parliamentarian in waiting, you need to practice the right attitudes and principles and so on. So the Integrity Commission has accepted that worthwhile proposal, and so it's moving along. We're waiting on the Prime Minister now, but let me tell you, he stands condemned right in this minute. You cannot take so long to do the right thing, but the truth is, whenever he does it, it will be a welcome change.
This Prime Minister, our problem with this type of thing, this Prime Minister, to me, this Prime Minister would love to have a power of a dictator,
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm getting from this Prime Minister, and with backed up by this security, this commissioner of police. I am very wary of this man, this commissioner of police. He has dictatorial tendency, This is a man that has served in the army, you know. I don't believe he has another job.
No, he's
the army, you know.
Professional soldier.
He's an engineer.
Professional soldier. So you have to be, they come with certain, like, listen, man, I have a little experience at the army, you know. And I'm telling you.
I love how you put it, a little experience.
I don't like it, but
I'm telling you, you know.
Like a little pregnant.
Yeah, the army is one of the most dictatorial organization in the world, you know.
But it needs to be such because the army moves as one. So
if you
single,
the army, you know, and you're not prepared to take orders, you know, you cannot last.
You're in the wrong
you know.
place. All right, we just got an instruction from our army commander. So
thank you for calling.
Yeah, station break, 9:30.
Okay,
call us back if you can. Bye.
Praise the Lord, praise the Lord. God is good. This is already pastor and friend, Reverend Simon Peter Jones, inviting you, my friends, to listen every Tuesday evening on Bess100 FM at 7:30 p.m. for the program, The Voice of Hope, as we extend hope to the hopeless in this dying world. God is good. Be encouraged. Hope is in
For a better choice in all your electrical supplies, A, authorized 3M dealer and better brand names. B, better service including free island-wide delivery. C, all major credit and debit cards accepted. It's ABC Electrical Sales. Shop number 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10. Open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. We make your electrical jobs as easy as ABC. Call 754-382-528 or fax 754-3659. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice.
Veteran Printers for all your printing needs. We specialize in calendars, flyers, brochures, and more. Call us today at 968-7506. That's 968-7506. Or visit us at 4 East Bloomsbury Road, off Hagley Park Road. Veteran Printers, your best choice in printing.
Half a tree, one and drive, half a tree. Bossy, how we do I take taxi star?
Jano, I want to tell you, say, 2 months now, my transmission mash up, you know, and me check everybody and can't hear nothing positive.
Yeah, hear me? Yeah, waste all that time I shop around and never call the experts. Winters Auto have them. Them have over 35 years of experience and them diagnose the problem and get back your transmission brand new. For them service excellent and efficient. Trust me, man. Yeah, hear me? Call them at 929-7040 or go to them at 106 Maxfield Avenue, Kingston 13 and talk directly to the boss. Just tell them I'm me, send you.
You big star. Yeah, man, respect my boss.
I try and call you, know, cause trust me.
Waiters Auto Spares and Repairs, good afternoon.
What a relief.
What should a taxi service do for you? On-time taxi service is more than just a ride to the other side of town. They offer clean and spacious vehicles, reliable service, and promise to always look out for their customers. They'll come when you call and take you where you want to go on time.
From anywhere at all. You can call us at 926-3866.
We are something special on the road.
Looking to clean your vehicle super clean? 123 Clean Car Wash, located at 2 1/4 Osborne Road, Kingston 10. Entrance on Grove Road, below Tropical Battery. They wash and vacuum, undercarriage wash, engine wash, polish and compound, shampoo and detailing. Call them at 876-631-3400. 123 Clean Car Wash, the best in the business for a cleaner wash.
Believe me, it's so easy.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minett and Percy, on The Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Bess100 FM.
It's good, it's better, but nothing beats.
Welcome back. Do we have a caller on the line? Good morning and welcome.
Yes, there's a caller here. Good morning.
Good morning. You just missed Pastor, so nobody asked me no question for Pastor. He had to leave early for a meeting, so he just slipped away.
Oh, did God make any royalty when He created Adam and Eve? If the story is true.
What did he make them king and queen?
What I'm saying, how come there's so much king and queen in the world from back then? Aren't we all equal?
We are all equal before God, but amongst ourselves, as we create society, we begin to stratify and create ranks and emphasize inequalities, whether it is based on how much money you have, what education and standing, who your family is, and those ranks are created by man. But don't misunderstand it. God is not a Democrat. God is a theocrat.
Is he a Republican?
No,
He's not a Democrat.
No, theocracy, the rule of God.
I'm just joking.
No, it's an important point to understand, because we may think that God does not appreciate or honor ranking amongst men. In heaven, in the heavenly realms, there are ranks. There are ranks based on the tasks to which you're assigned, how well you do them, and the level of authority you have. But all that power and the authority and the ranking of things come from God. They emanate from God. Not man setting up and discriminating against one another.
Did you saw the Sunday Gleaner, the headline of Sunday Gleaner? I don't know if anybody spoke about it or you.
Which one? What's the headline?
The water. The bottled water and coconut water.
Oh, yes. Yes, it's about standards and nutritional value and so on. Yes.
I don't buy bottled water. Never did, and I will not. Because most of those water came from St. Catherine. And I know that St. Catherine have the most factory and stuff like that, don't it?
You're talking now about contaminants and
yes.
But remember, now we know that every drop of water is billions of years old. Nobody's making new water. Water goes through a cycle where it can be purified. All contaminants that could be harmful for consumption removed, and so in a manner of speaking, it really doesn't matter where your water come from as long as it is treated properly.
But most of those people aren't treating the water properly.
So that is, and I think that was the gist of the article, because we have to maintain standards. And I understand, you see, if you don't trust that standards are being maintained, then I agree with you about not buying certain things. Like when you buy roasted cashew at the side of the road. I mean, and I never even used to give. There was a time when I just moved with such innocence and confidence that all people did certain things well. Until I bought cashew and had a very bad reaction. And then I said, hold on a minute. I'm making assumption that people do things in a hygienic, clean, sanitized, in a proper way. But not necessarily so. A man get an opportunity to sell something. Him rush the process to get it to the market because he needs to go and buy food. And then my health is compromised. So there are some things now that I just don't no longer do. I used to go and buy food from those. You remember on the highway from Kingston to Ocherius in Monig, you could buy roast breadfruit and ackee and saltfish and every kind of lovely Jamaican food from the vendors who maintain the stall. And then one day I had to drive on the back road and saw the piles of garbage and observed the lack of sanitary conveniences. And I said, but that's a gamble when you buy food in environment like that. So, you move around and you develop greater wisdom as you observe certain things and you set you modify your behavior. Did you have a bad experience with water?
No, but I don't drink bottled water.
Yeah.
Everything you do is a gamble, because when somebody wants to run as an MP or a councillor, he can come and speak the nicest word, what he's going to do, what he will do. But when he gets in, it's not done.
But if I was to advise anyone to vote right now, not because I'm a PNP, I would say vote PNP because we have to get rid of this government.
So you really would be voting for change? You'd be saying change them out?
Anybody don't see where this government is heading, something is wrong with them. You know? The land, everything, security. I have never seen PNP done anything like this. Never. In my 65 years. So for now, we need a change, but there's nobody else to change to. So we have to change back to the PNP until a better party come. That's all I can say. Have a nice day.
You too, my brother. Take care. All right. Are you on mic, Mr. Producer? Keeping me company as always. Yeah?
No, I am.
All right. I want to do the wrap up. Is it a reasonable time? Yeah. It's been a kind of a roller coaster morning. That conversation with Franco has left my spirit is still open to that discussion, and I want to explore it a little bit more. He spoke of gunmen coming into a community, went on a rampage. He called it, robbed, shoot. A brethren of his is in hospital.
Oh,
yes. And then he asked the question, when we're going to stop following Babylon? And so it got me looking at where are we victims of a system versus people with authority to disengage from what is harmful and choose a more righteous path. You know, sometimes there are some victims who don't seem able to escape their victimology, but we have the belief that there is always within us that power, that ability to choose.
Well, it's a pity you didn't get a chance to explore it more, because when you ask a question like that, it certainly doesn't line up with the incident.
Yes.
At all.
So may I explore it with you, because that's why I said.
No, when I say explore it, I mean to understand exactly what he's saying.
Yeah, no, we spoke on it a bit, and you know, he paid me the compliment of beauty in braids and looks, because he got the point, and I know he got the point, and that is the question, because you're looking on, and he described his own experience of choosing to be principled about how he lives and accepting the simplicity of his own lifestyle, working with what he has. He says sometimes the things he does don't even make money for him. He's really just keeping his feet moving and keeping his mind and his hands engaged. He go into his savings to go back into business because the activity did not prove to be profitable, which is a very common experience, I should tell him. It happens with big business, it happens with small business. But to say with the confidence he did that he's not frightened for anybody's possession, meaning nothing you have going to spur him to be so greedy that he'll be reckless in the choices he makes. Nothing you have will overwhelm him so much that he will go with you because your possessions mean you're smarter or you have any greater authority than he does. And I love the fact that he kind of summarized his own existence on that principle. I'm content with who I am, how I am, and the principles that I choose to live by. If it makes me $1 million, I'm content. If it makes me $1 billion, I'm content. If I lose and have to go into my savings to keep being active, I am content.
Well, it's one of the things people don't realize is that selfishness breeds incontent.
That's what will make you lose your contentment and your peace.
You're always comparing yourself to someone. It's all about you.
Yeah. So that's like egocentric.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. So it's commendable that he himself is talking about, not being selfish. And the truth is, the sooner we realize this, the better it will be for us.
Well, I mean what yeah. So, Franco, I applaud you for coming to that place of wisdom, and God knows the road you walk to get there, because everything of value comes at a high price. Yeah, that's why it have value. You pay, and sometimes it's blood. You pay for it, but to look at how the ones who are striving, the young men and women who are yet to build families, own homes, acquire certain things which may be in their minds still connected to their idea of progress. Those who are striving are making decisions now and are being confronted by realities that must be very confusing. You are a young person, you just finished university, you're traveling on the bus, you don't have a job that satisfies you, and you're looking now, what are my options? That's the person that that's in my head when him say, when we're going to stop following Babylon, because the next thing you know, you borrow a lot more money than you can afford to pay back. You're now having to take some risky business moves so you can keep ahead. Maybe you lose your job. You have to consider, I used to have a car all my working life. Now me can't afford a car. Am I going to go back and take the bus? Have I stepped down? Your mental health become a challenge now, because how do you stay motivated in that situation of loss? All those are things I know firsthand very well. But I know that you get to where, like Franco is, where you start to strip down life to the bare bones. What are the important things? What do I need to survive? Whose opinion really matter to me? Who am I trying to please, if I'm trying to please anyone? And these are the kinds of questions that I just encourage people. Re-examine the foundation of your beliefs, because we know that a foundation made of sand will crumble and erode under the pressure of the stresses and the strains of life. If you're not on something that is a little firmer, plenty firmer than sand, you're in trouble.
Yeah, and I'll say it in the right way.
Yes.
Discontentment comes as a result of selfishness. God's design is perfect.
We should share.
Do unto others.
Share.
Yes, be your brother's keeper. If we follow those guidelines, we can't go wrong. Can't go wrong. So.
There's someone wishing us a Happy New Year. And I see a carrot in the name. If you look online, you can tell me. It says, good morning to you all. Happy New Year. We take a Happy New Year all the time because we look at it as being prophetic. We speak it into being. Every time I hear it, I say, you know what? Enough with the trauma and the confusion of the last year. I start something new. Big Truck says, but Minett, something about, you just say gunmen and criminals are innocent until proven guilty. I think that's what he's saying. I say citizens, anybody who is in police lockup and have not been found guilty by a court of law, innocent until proven guilty. That's what the law says.
Yep.
Innocent until proven guilty. And we're happy with that. We're happy with that. Earl Brown says you can drive steel beams into the sand foundation. Whoa.
Okay then.
That's because he hasn't seen steel beams floating.
Yes.
All right, we're at that point of the day. Percy had to go off, so I'm saying goodbyes for him and thank yous for him also. I thank all those who have participated with the phone calls, with the comments online. And you know what? I'm also going to do a special thanks to Sheppy, who raised an issue that I'm going to look at a little bit more. We've been talking about what would be a livable wage for, like, the domestic workers and so on. But you also have to think about what is a fair price for the labor of those who participate in the construction industry at various levels. We see that there are great inequalities that exist between what capital demands for its accomplishments in the economy, but the labor force is equally important. In fact, we know many people have poured money into construction enterprise and suffered a loss because they didn't have the labor. So one would say that the labor force is probably way more important than having the money. There's money all around that is looking for things to do. Construction is just one of them. If you put put capital to work in the construction industry and you don't have competent labor, you're gonna see a whole different kind of product emerging. So do we have the courage to pay people well when they are contributing equally or sometimes even disproportionately higher to the endeavor that is at hand? A lot of places in the world are looking at profit share as a better model. We used to have a thing here that was being talked about a lot, employer share ownership plans, where instead of just relegating your employees to collecting the fixed wage, you put something aside for them to give them that incentive to make the business work. I just feel that we have a way of devaluing the labor, the work of people's hands, and as a result we're seeing a great disaffection from places that still need the support of our workforce.
Yes, and you know, I think that plan was a solid plan.
It is. It
allows employees to become more involved in the business,
to be a real stakeholder.
In other words, they are part of it.
They are part of it. They share the risk with you. And they celebrate the great returns with you. So everyone, have a wonderful day. I got to give a shout out to Ras Andy, who I hope to see at the Herb Curb conference to take place on the 19th. I expect to have some more information for you on that in short order, but just please stay tuned because we are moving in some new directions.
Africa unite, 'cause we're moving right out of Babylon, and we're going to our father's land. Yeah. How good and how pleasant it would be before God and man, yeah, to see the unification of all Africans, yeah. Has it been said already? Let it be done, yeah. We are the children of the Rastaman. We are the children of the Ayaman. So, Africa unite, 'cause the children wanna go home, yeah. Africa unite, 'cause we're moving right out of Babylon, and we're grooving to our father's land. Yeah. How good and how pleasant it would be before God and man to see the unification of all Rastaman. Yeah. Has it been said already? Let it be done. I tell you who we are under the sun. We are the children of the Rastaman. We are the children of the Ayaman. So, Africa unite, Africa unite, yeah. Unite for the benefit of your people. Unite for it's later than anything. Unite for the benefit of your children. Unite for it's later than anything. Africa, await its creators. Africa, awaiting its creators. Africa, your life will find us on a stone. Unite for the until the philosophy which old one race superior and another inferior is finally and permanently discredited and abandoned. Everywhere is war. It's a war that until they're no longer first class and second class citizens of any nation, until the color of a man's skin is of no more significance than the color of his eyes. Miss a war that until the basic human rights are equally guaranteed to all without regard to race. It is a war that until that day, the dream of lasting peace, world citizenship, rule of international morality will remaining but a fleeting illusion to be pursued but never attained. Now everywhere is war, war, and until the ignoble and unhappy regime that hold our brothers in Angola, in Mozambique, South Africa, subhuman bondage have been toppled, totally destroyed. Well, everywhere is war. Miss a war. War in the east, war in the west, war up north, war down south, war, war, rumors of a war, and until that day, the African continent will not know peace. We Africans will fight, we find it necessary, and we know we shall win, as we are confident in the victory of good over evil, of good over evil, yeah, good over evil.
Now this is the version that rock a nation with a solid vibration. You're not far from the station, so take out your identification. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
No one ever can understand it. The way the system planned. There's no hope, no chance, no loophole, no escape for a sufferer man.
I just the way that the Babylon planned it. For right to fight each and everyone every day. I don't do follow that little Satan boy. I need to chill myself, don't really gonna lead you astray.
Still I'm putting up a resistance.
Yeah.
I'm gonna work it out. You know I'm putting up a resistance.
And I'm gonna work it out. They say no matter what the Babylon say, the children never go astray. All we got to do is to form a picnic. You hear me till big, I'm gonna kneel down on my knees and pray.
Sometimes the pressure make me feel like holler. When every sign says no